the video for my new mix. Oh, thank you.
All right, on that note, this random food just popped up. All right, cool. We're gonna hop into this once again, episode 3 of Inperspektev. I got Lickit on top left, me, Tevin. Gio's eating food. Stefan's getting it in at the gym right now.
I'm in the middle of a set as we speak.
Oh, my boy got gray hair in the chin.
Yeah, Sento's older, you know.
Dude, I respect it. And we got Sento in the bottom left right now. Oh, he just disappeared on us. All right, we're gonna just hop into it. You could just kind of start off with what we were just talking about. I think that's fine.
What were we talking about?
Well, you was talking about the support system.
Oh, supporting. Yeah, support your friends. Support your friends in their endeavors because that's what they need, especially in this day and age. Because we are all stunted. Sento, you are raving.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing this. Starting off my video.
Alexa, play Sandstorm by Darude. And he's gone. And he's back. Are we back to the rave? No, not yet. Okay, we'll figure it out. But yeah, no, we are support your friends because they if they want to, pursue an endeavor, I will say blind support's one thing versus, actually seeing if it's worth to support. I will say this: do not support your friends in a way and say, "Oh yeah, you're great," if you don't like it. Do not say
hold up, Gio.
you like something.
Steph, we hear you getting it in.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah,
You're late, to the party. You're late to that party.
yeah.
Okay.
And since there's no camera, like we can only assume
This is questionable, man. It's all good.
what you're doing.
I figured if I could eat on the screen and it'd be all right, I could work out. Well, kind of work out. You hear me working out on the
Don't
screen,
breathe on
and it'd be
her.
all good. I'm trying my best. Hey, the AirPods pick up a lot. Blame the AirPods. They pick up a lot. There's some,
You sound like the Grinch, the Jim Carrey Grinch.
I'll see. You probably sound worse when you're getting your set. Okay, sir.
I do. I yell.
Bruh.
I'll grunt through everything.
I'll say no grunting allowed on Planet Fitness.
Good thing that I'm at Crunch Fitness.
Man, you're at Crunch. At Planet, look, certain planets leave me alone. Other ones will mess with me.
Yeah,
I'll walk in a planet.
I've never had that.
I'll have my backpack with me, and some of them like, you can't have your bag out here. I was like, oh, I can't, and they're like, oh yeah, you can't have it out here, sir. But just, you just take it back whenever you want to. And I'm like, all right,
Bit.
So, we went to this planet in Newport News, and we did our whole entire workout, and then we were just on the treadmill, me and Liv. And the guy walked up to us and was like, hey, you can't have your bags out here. Can you put them back? And then told us separately. We're both walking right beside each other.
Wow.
And we're just like, yeah, we have like 5 minutes left to be here. So,
Right.
yeah, we got you. We just walked out.
Did you? I would ask, like, what does me having my bag on me do? Like, I don't understand. As long as it's not all in the way of
have
people's.
that thing on you.
Oh, I got that thing.
I got that
Got
thing.
You got the heater.
The toaster.
Or maybe they think you're going to steal weights or something. I feel like that's the thing. Maybe they think people steal a weight or weights.
Right. I guess.
I mean, if you're going to the gym to do all that, man.
If I wanted to steal weight sets from the gym, like, I wouldn't go to Planet Fitness for that. Go for somewhere that has heavier weights. Then,
Yeah,
like,
that's more effort, though.
but like also
Shout
putting
out
it in a
to
backpack.
all the Planet Fitnesses that go above 75-pound dumbbells.
Yeah. Yo, the one here, 60.
Oh my god, that's atrocious. That was all intimidating when I first started lifting. And this one guy I used to see in the gym all the time. He's like, "Don't worry, man, you'll get there." And he's pumping out 75s like nothing. And I'm like, man, ain't no way. And what do you know? I'm up here looking
75s for what?
working. Dumbbells. Like for like bench
I know.
dumbbell
Okay,
bench
for
press
like
and
bench
stuff.
press. Okay.
So then I'm sitting here now, pushing 100. I'm at 95, pushing 100.
Damn.
Got to take it slow though because I'm just now getting back into it, but it's all good.
Word.
Dude, when I got to 100 pounds the first time, I did 105. I started going up, and I was like, "Yeah, oh, rep 1."
I did 100. I did 100 for 4 reps with Zach. Shout out to Zach.
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah, I did 4 reps with him one day. Sometimes it just takes you a partner, since to help you reach your heights.
Got him. Hit him with the duck hunt. Blow.
Well, that was one of my most inspirational times, man. Working out with Cinto. He was asking me to go and stuff like that before, and I didn't think it was awkward, but like it was just like we ain't never done nothing like this. So I was like, sure. Then after a while, I was like, I'm expecting him to go. So when he wouldn't go, it was like,
oh, what do I do?
Like me.
It's
like,
like,
oh yeah, we don't have to go.
Nah, not me. You know what I mean? We used to go 6 days a week, and like sometimes, you couldn't go, or maybe me, I guess. And it was just you get so used to
mostly you. I was in there more than you.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Bro,
Really?
Listen, bro.
I would have to wait for you.
Oh no, me being late is totally different than me not showing up. You used to always go. Don't do that. But I mean, and to be fair, I did work at the post office. It wasn't a black 5:30. It was a post office 5:30. So if I told you I was done by 5:30, it was maybe probably 6 o'clock because traffic.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just didn't work out like that. Yeah.
Word. We'll get into.
But I never not showed up. Don't do that. Yeah, of course.
Say, hey, I ain't gonna make it today.
All right. To add a little bit of structure to this, let's kind of get to that a little bit later. I like where it's going though. So I want to start with some of the news that's been going on. I kind of want to like blaze through it though, because we talked about some junk a little bit too long last time. And I kind of want to stay away from the political stuff.
Yes.
So if there's anything in the news you guys want to bring up, I have a couple things, but let's just leave it to the floor right now.
Let's just get into this. We'll get into what you got.
All right, cool.
Why don't we just go from there?
I would say let's just focus on impeachment. I don't know how much you guys have been paying attention to the trials and all that stuff, the trials and the voting. But this week we've seen that Trump got impeached once again for the second time. I think we're still waiting on a official trial to determine if he's going to get kicked out of office or not, and if that will be done prior to Biden getting into the office. That's about as much as I follow with that.
I'm not.
Go ahead.
I'm not really expecting. I mean, like to say that I'm not expecting is kind of whatever at this point, because there's a lot of things that happened in the past few months that I didn't expect to happen that happened. But we only have so many days, and like I was watching them count the votes live. You know what I mean?
Same here.
And just watching the number of yays versus nays slowly, watching the gap between them slowly get bigger, and then seeing him, oh yeah, he's impeached. They voted to impeach him. But like, regardless of how much everybody says they want him out of office right now, I think it's less about them actually wanting him out of office and more about preserving a false sense of security. You know what I mean? I think that like right now they're more focused on making people feel safe, if that makes any sense. Like Trump definitely still has friends in the Senate, and I think that.
Are you saying you're
I think
making America feel safe?
Yeah, I'm saying like in a sense of, because they know like the whole country and like other countries even are watching us right now, and especially with everything that just happened. Like if I was a longtime Trump supporter, like in a sense of like being like a politician, and everything that just happened last week happened, I'm not gonna be still, at least not publicly, riding that train. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I feel like they definitely want to provide a sense of security, even if it's not an authentic one.
Right.
Because I think they are very afraid of possible threats now regarding insurrection and domestic terrorism. And if it was me and I was somebody on Capitol Hill, I would be all over every camera, every news station possible right now, basically trying to just appease the general public and make sure that nothing crazy happens in the next 5 days.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it would be I think it'll be pretty interesting to see what exactly goes down because I know there's been a lot of chatter based off what I've seen in the news. Yeah, and I've seen a couple sources that you guys showed us, the whole Reddit thread. I don't know how in depth you guys went into that. I didn't really take too much of a look because I've already heard a bunch of different things as far as all 50 states are kind of on lookout for insurrectionists to storm the capitals and cause ruckus. But I don't know how legitimate that's going to be. I don't know how crazy that will get. But
Well, apparently they're still like planning to do whatever they're planning to do on the inauguration day.
mhm,
Like they're finding different media outlets to speak on. Like one that people should be on the lookout for is Telegram, and that's the one that I posted in the podcast,
mhm,
and, which is amazing to me because these guys they go from Parlor that is shut down, and they claim about being all American, American made, yada yada yada, and they go to this app, and from what I've seen, like as far as the comments concerned, anyway, like they say that this is a Russian made app, and they go in there, bring their mess on there. And it's like, how you gonna be all about America first, America being great, and then you're on the Russian app talking about how you're gonna attack America? Like, how are you gonna do that? And then,
bro.
like, these are news reporters actually saying, like, this woman, in one video said that, and I think it was on MSNBC that I showed you guys. She said that she signed into it. Um, Seeing what some people were saying. They were saying the exact same thing as they were on Parlor,
Mhm.
and saying that you can't make us go away. Like, still hate speech. Like, there's still hate speech in there. Like and yeah, like it won't go away. It won't go away like that. It's just something that people need to moderate,
Yeah.
but it still won't go away. But you can't say they're not planning. They're still gonna plan something, and we just all got to be a little bit more careful now than ever.
Yeah.
Um, because if this impeachment does go through, I haven't been keeping track of it because I think another group of people have to vote on it um, to
Yeah.
finalize it, and then it could make it worse as far as the Trump supporters are concerned, like the diehard Trump supporters.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, I don't even know. Like I'm at a loss at this point. We just gotta keep eyes and ears open. Um, do our diligence. Like if you see threats, report it.
Mhm. I think
Shoot,
I think
I
that
will.
part. Go ahead, look it.
I just real quick. I just will say that I do want him to get impeached, just because it stops him from running again, and I think that's the most important thing that everybody may not be aware of. Do I think that it's gonna happen? I honestly don't know, but like there have been things that people have like predicted and analyzed and theorized and been right before, and then there's also times when the general public's been wrong. So like,
Mhm.
we only have so many days, and it kind of depends on whether or not they're gonna go through all the regular red tape or they just move as fast as possible to get him out. And I don't know which one they're gonna do, but I think it would be more beneficial to have him impeached just so that we don't have this mess again in the next 4 to 8 years.
Yeah. Do you
Uh,
actually think he has the potential to win again, given that everything's happened within the past? Well, I would say the main focus has been like the past 2 years where stuff has got really messy. But do all y'all think he has the potential to win again?
Wait, I wanna bounce off what Liggett said,
Okay.
but I'm gonna answer your question really quick. If people like take based off what he did in the past month, no, I don't think he's gonna win. Will he get a high vote count on Republican side? Yes, I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But if people like knowing and have a conscience, they should do the right thing and vote him out. He shouldn't. I would hope that he wouldn't even make it up to the final presidential portion of the race.
Right.
But to bounce off what Liggett said, for him to get him getting impeached and him being banned from office is two different things. Banned from running again is
well,
two
yeah,
different things. So he has to get impeached first, and then they would have to vote to ban him. I think
Yeah,
I
that's
showed
what
you
I'm
that, sent you that video
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like this process is important for that reason specifically. Like yeah, he'll lose his pension and like his $1 million a year allowance and all that, Secret Service protection. All right, cool. That's all fine and dandy. But what I'm worried about is him not being able to run again. And
Yeah.
you know, that's what
very
I'm worried
scary.
about. And I feel like there's a lot of people who don't know the specifics of these things that pay attention to keywords like, impeachment and, like all the hot words that the different news stations like to push, and they don't really like follow like what's in certain, propositions or bills or whatever.
Yeah.
So they just hear oh, taxes are going up and down or gas prices are going up and down, and they don't really pay attention to why they're going up and down or what comes with it, what the reasoning behind that is. And sometimes it can be scary to be stuck in that mindset. But I'm not trying to drag on. But basically, yeah, I do hope he gets banned and he's not eligible to run again, because I didn't think he was going to win the first time. Didn't think any of the stuff in the last month would ever happen.
Yeah.
But it ended up happening. And I think he's ignited something in the hearts of American people that is not just going to go away once he's gone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There will be people who are inspired by him. There will be people who are motivated by him, who want to like follow in his footsteps. And it might not be 4 years from now. It might be like 8 years from now, 12 years from now. But he's definitely set the stage, and he's people who have his same kind of mindset now have that kind of validation. Like, oh well, if he can do it, I can do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm worried
Just
about.
like seeing your homie making out the hood.
Yeah.
Like honestly.
Yeah, except he wants to burn them all down.
All right, moving. You got something to add?
No, I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
I did show you guys another thing about, and this is insane. Regarding the cop, Eugene Goodman.
Black dude.
And yeah, during the insurrection, like it's crazy. Like I've seen some theories about this guy. If he had never led that crowd away, like they could have potentially, the insurrectionists could have potentially got what they wanted.
Which is what?
And this is what I said. This is what I said on the chat. Like they could have potentially, if they had gotten into the Senate floor, if they had gotten to Mike Pence and Nancy Pelosi and killed them, the idea that Trump could have, declared martial law and then like overturned the election like blows my mind. Like it's just somebody came up with that theory, and that's what's crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, could he have actually have done that if they got away with it? Because like you see the dudes with the zip ties, and then they had a friggin' noose outside. Like, oh, okay, this is I'm here for this. Like, why would people stand outside and chant "Stop the Steal" when you see something like that out there? You just,
It's just a prop, man. It's just there.
It's just a prop.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a party
fully
prop.
Functioning. It was fully functioning.
Are you sure? Have you tried putting your head in there and seeing?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think. Yeah.
no.
It's just like I've seen comments that granted people said he's like, yo, I think that's fully functioning. It looks like set up to go. But all we seen was the just the top part picture of it. Like, but they had the straight up gallows there, like that. Man, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, there's stuff like that, but how close is that to what it could have actually been? It's very, very, very close. And realistically, like what they were talking about, like I'm watching whatever news program we watch in the morning. Pretty sure it's CNN or something, and they're talking about the the one of the politicians was in there. Ooh, excuse me. Her panic button was removed, and
I saw what you're talking about.
That's a random thing. Why is your panic button that you definitely know because you have to set this thing off every once in a while when you do drills isn't there anymore, and it just happens to be on the day where everybody's running in there. Interesting. And then the other part of it is, the day before, they're noticing that a lot of people are doing tours, and the only way these people can do tours is if they go in from some other politician. And the thing is, these people are walking around without their politicians. They were showing them the different chamber rooms, and the guys, when they were moving through, with some type of accuracy. They were like, oh, okay, let's go this way. We know how to get to who accidentally makes it that a door away from the Senate. Who's 10 or 100 feet away from where these high profile people are when they're supposed to be protecting them randomly. I don't know. I'm not. I don't call myself a conspiracy theorist at all, but like some of that stuff,
it makes you wonder.
It just adds up too well.
Yeah.
And you're just like, we know the things that are true in this world is science and math, and they work on variables too, and those variables, X was a little bit different this time, but if X was what they wanted it to be, we could have had the situation we're talking about.
True. The one bad thing about that is there are imaginary numbers, so
yeah.
There goes another conspiracy.
Imaginary numbers aren't real numbers.
Not real numbers, but they was trying to divide and subtract a couple people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on from that. I don't know how much you guys decided to dive into WandaVision. Hopefully, y'all two watched that. I'm sure Stefan didn't watch it.
All right, I'm gonna head out.
Man, I'm hurt.
We talking about
WandaVision, the Marvel series. just came out.
Okay, so can I start that off real quick? My quick thoughts on that, because I'm about to go to Sheets.
Can I watch it right now? Can I watch it right now?
Go ahead, Stefan.
I ain't gonna lie, me and Jazz, we were both like obvious with our observations in terms of what we saw is what we got. Then I'm a big fan of I won't say a fan.
No
I don't look forward to
spoilers,
doing
though.
it. But
No
I'm not.
spoilers.
Well, it's gonna be kind of hard to do. But okay, well,
Spoil
what
it
you saw
all.
is what you got. But there were a lot to. There was a lot of like Easter eggs and things you really have to pay attention to. I'll say
Yep.
that because you saw. I have to say this. You've seen the trailers, right, Gio?
I'm gonna just take my headphones off and y'all can rock.
Well, no, I'm
Yeah,
just saying
he-
like
he probably didn't.
the from what you saw in the trailer, it just was not for the first two episodes, and it was like a old school theme. I think that's the
Yeah.
most discreet I can put it. And like it was like there has to be more to it than this, and obviously it's only the first two episodes. But I was just so confused because I'm like, well, damn, like how something ain't right. Something ain't right. I'm on the phone. Something ain't right. Something ain't right with that. But at the same time, like I said, there's a lot to be seen, and I think it'll be all right. I think it'll all make sense. I think we actually might have to go look at them again, but we just couldn't get into the old school "I Love Lucy" theme at first, because that by itself turned us off, which is kind of unfortunate. But again, you'll see what I'm talking about. That's the best I can tell you. But like, just look for Easter eggs. I think there was a movie I watched today. Shout out to Anthony Mackie. He's really growing on me, so I can't wait for the Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's called Off the Wire or Off the something like that on Netflix.
Yeah,
Off the Wire. Number one. Yeah. Bro, that movie was the beginning kind of pissed me off, but as the movie went on, it was dope. It was dope. So that's another movie to check out.
Word.
But yeah, overall, I think WandaVision, it'll be okay. What I was getting at earlier was comments. I read the comments and see what other people are thinking, and they were talking about all the Easter eggs and all the different things to look out for, and they were excited for the big things to come.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna just shut it down. But at first, we were just like, ew. But we'll see. I'm not down on it at all yet. So it was interesting. I'll say that.
To piggyback off of that, and then Liggett, I'll let you run loose because I know you have a lot to think or a lot to say. I tricked my mom into watching it. Also, because I just wanted, not really tricked, but like I wanted to spend time with her, and like I know she's kind of into the Marvel stuff as of late, and I thought it'd be something that we can watch together. And so what Stefan said is pretty much true. Like there's a lot of references to some old school sitcoms like back in the 60s and 50s. So that's like the whole I Love Lucy feel. And on top of that, there's a lot of things I couldn't get because I haven't seen those shows
same here
recently.
Same here.
But my mom was like, "Oh yeah, this is from this show. This is from that show.
Yeah.
Like the theme for this episode was from this show." And I was like, "Oh, okay, word. Like I can definitely see that out." And I was asking her like what shows these were and how does she know that, and like based off these different things, it matches up pretty well. So that part was pretty cool. I'm also like pretty much exactly what you said, Stefan. Like it's kind of hard to get into, so I'm kind of curious what like the new generation, like our generation and kids younger than us, how they receive those first 2 episodes, and if the show is going to do well
Right.
because of that. Because I know that's going to put a lot of
Right.
people off. It's going to be like a slow start, and then it's going to slowly ramp up to people actually enjoying it. But yeah.
Absolutely.
All right,
So
take
they
out the weight.
dropped 2 episodes this week,
Yeah,
and then they're going to drop an episode for however many weeks.
yeah.
Until
I think it's
the
going to be
season.
one episode a week is what it's looking like right now.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a
Okay.
lot of Easter eggs and whatnot. I think it's gonna get to the point to where it's gonna start blowing up on us.
I'm here for it.
For real, dude.
I'm
All right,
gonna
take
check
out the
it.
weights, look it.
So I will say right off the bat, I did really appreciate the humor. They kind of, because one thing I read before going into it was I think it's the first Marvel TV show that doesn't have a TV 14 rating. It's a TV PG rating, so it means it's got less violence, swearing, all that type of stuff. And I'm like, okay, so we'll see what happens. But like actually watching it, I'm like, okay, it doesn't need to be super edgy or gritty or philosophical to be interesting or funny. Because I did appreciate a lot of the humor. It was very simple. It was very dry, but I found myself laughing at the jokes. And as far as like the Easter eggs, like there's a lot of them I get, but I'm heavy on the comic side of things. But like if you dang, I can't even say specific things. There's certain things I really want to talk about, but I can't. Because not even just like not there's some of us who haven't watched it, but obviously there's people who are going to be watching this
Yeah, you don't
who
want to
haven't
spoil
watched
it
it.
for them.
Yeah, so but there's certain little like sound effects and details on certain things that you really got to like really listen and watch for. Sometimes you might have to like replay it. There are certain themes throughout the episodes that hint towards certain characters, and it's like I got a lot of theories. And me and Sensitive were kind of talking about something the other day, and I kind of have a theory because we're putting all these shows out because I think the majority of these Disney Plus shows are going to be like 6 episodes long. That's what I read.
I can't see
So,
WandaVision fit in that description though.
uh,
I was like, nothing's happened,
but
dude. 2 episodes deep.
but yeah, I read that they're most of them are going to be about 6 episodes.
Okay.
But my theory is because something I didn't think about, and something made me think about this the other day. Because out of the upcoming shows, we got Miss Marvel, we got Ironheart, we got Armor Wars, we got the I Am Groot, but you know how they're kind of repurposing Peter Parker to kind of be the new face of the MCU and replace Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Which is appropriate because Spider-Man is the most popular Marvel character. But we have all these people because there were theories in the past that they were gonna do basically a Young Avengers storyline to replace the OG 6 Avengers because a lot of them are either dead or too old or they're gonna retire or whatever. So there was a big theory that they were gonna do basically a half sort of kind of Young Avengers, which we already have Peter Parker, a young Peter Parker, and he could potentially be the new leader of the team. We got Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, who is Tony Stark's successor, who will be filling that Iron Man role. We got Miss Marvel, who will be completely new blood, you know what I mean? And she's been getting a lot of popularity in the last few years. So that's 3 young characters. They're getting ready to do that She-Hulk show. And you could throw She-Hulk on the team, or maybe they'll do like Amadeus Cho, and then that'll be another young hero we'll have. But I'm excited for that kind of possibility. And then there's something in WandaVision that kind of supports this kind of theory if you pay attention or if you like know the background of the comics. So there's like a lot of gears moving in my head right now and a lot of things I'm excited for. But it does take a little bit to get into, especially for like the casual viewer.
Yeah.
So I will say that. But it's interesting, and I'm interested to see where this more story-driven approach goes, as opposed to straight up like, oh, here's a hero, he's got to fight the bad guy type thing. So That's all I got.
I really want to spoil this for y'all.
Rude boy.
There's so much more that we could talk about to break this thing down, but all good. Y'all better be up to date next week. That's all I gotta
I'll
say.
save it for next week.
Y'all better be up
when
to
we
date
can wall out.
because there's so many little things, and like even the video. I'm not sure. Well, I'm pretty sure Liggett didn't send it to y'all, but Liggett sent me a video that kind of like explained all these other Easter eggs that we haven't dove into, and there's like a lot of things that made me think as well. And at first, I wasn't thinking some of the things, but anywho, um, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and just bounce off of that. Um, so in other news, more nerdy stuff, Mortal Kombat. I saw someone post some images from Mortal Kombat. I thought it was pretty cool. Not sure if you guys looked into it.
Pull them up.
I got you. Get
My
this-
man Hiroyuki Sanada as Scorpion, high key might be my favorite part of this thing so far, just off like images alone. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I just like Hiroyuki Sanada as an actor though. So
In my head, I hear you saying Hiro Yui, and I'm just like, boy.
no, Hiroyuki Sanada played a villain. He played a villain in the Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
He was the random dude Hawkeye killed in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of stuff. And he's already in multiple Marvel projects. But, so I like the action movie role is kind of suited for him.
Yo, they did not put Steve Harvey's face. Oh, cut it out.
I'm just saying, I'd rather have Steve Harvey.
Yo, that picture side by side was funny with his. Oh my god, that man. You know how like when you're in a text, you be like LOL, but you ain't really laugh. Come on, you ain't really laugh. I legit LOL. Wow.
That is silly.
It's like, bro, I can see it though. The
Too
mustache is just so thick.
Right there.
How y'all feel about the cast, man?
I'm not familiar with anybody but Jax. I mean, I guess if I look at the rest of them, I might be like, oh, okay, I remember him or her in X movie. But I mean, Scorpion Spear on my right arm, all the way up to my bicep, and Mortal Kombat Dragon on my back. Need I say more? Can't wait. Mortal Kombat is my favorite movie of all time, and it's awkward and it's so weird. Like people have questioned me before, and it's like, hey, don't question me, because I always rep. What?
The Mortal Kombat is your favorite movie of all time?
Yeah, like the first Mortal Kombat is my favorite movie. Like, and like Akuma is what I always represent, like everywhere I go. But yet still, like I have Mortal Kombat stuff on me. So people be like, "Wait, which is it? Which is it? Which is it?" Like, don't worry about it. I like them both. All right,
Like in fighting games and everything.
But that's like Sento with the Naruto, Kiryu, Ryu. You got all three. You like them all. So it's just like
I like them all three.
All three. He's just all three fusion. Like okay. But yeah, I cannot wait. April 16th will be here before we know it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Can we talk about how good my boy Kung Lao looks though?
Kung Lao looks amazing. Go back there.
I'm kind of sad about the beginning of the movie. Apparently, the beginning of the movie is I didn't realize that was who those two were, but that's Scorpion and Sub-Zero fighting before obviously Scorpion died. So it's like clearly Scorpion's gonna lose the fight, but come back. I mean, I've seen this story too many times though, man. Can you stop beating me up with him dying? How many times you gonna retell this part of the story? I get it. All right.
I mean, for real, he shouldn't beat Bihan. Like Bihan is a savage. He should not ever beat Bihan. But revenge is a thing. And
you say he shouldn't beat Bihan? I mean, I don't know about that. That's where we could stay here all day and be like Scorpion's better. But I mean, I'll leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Okay. I'm gonna leave that one alone. See, I just did really good there. I just left it alone. But yeah, I mean, don't forget Bihan dies with Scorpion. So anyway,
that's what I'm saying. It's whack.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. Don't hate. Yeah, I'm excited though. I can't wait.
And it's about to be, well, not really free, but if you have HBO Max, you can just watch it the day it comes out. So
yeah. Definitely. The dragon looks kind of weird though. I honestly don't appreciate the dragon as much as I should. I mean, I'll get over it, but I really wish they would just use the original dragon. As also, some people in some of the comments I read in some of the different postings, they got to have the original song in some way somehow. They probably do a remix of this type of updated remix. But I really hope they just at the end pay homage somewhere to the older movies that started it all.
Yeah.
To the original song, even though they will give us a new mix.
Is there anything specific that you guys want to see happen in the movie? Like how
the fatalities are going to be super interesting. I'm looking forward to the fatalities. They really
did
kind of didn't do them before. Yeah, they said they're going to be actual legit fatalities. I don't know if the whole screen is going to go dark like in the game, but
yeah,
they actually gonna be straight up.
Just look around.
Hold
on. Spinning on.
I did read they're doing straight gory fatalities. Hence, I mean, it's going to be rated R. It makes me think. Were the first two being my favorite movie? I should know this. The first two weren't rated R. I guess they weren't.
No, they were PG-13.
I guess they were PG-13.
Okay. And the first one kept airing on TV. You know what pissed? Okay, see, and this is why I have the conflict of when you call it your favorite movie and like when you compare it to the game, how there are so many differences. That first movie was so rough. How Liu Kang killed Sub-Zero in this first movie pissed me off so much.
But let me ask you a question. I got to ask you a quick question before you go on. Did it piss you off back in '95?
Yes.
When you first saw it.
When I first saw it,
Sub-Zero was his favorite character.
Sub-Zero is my favorite character.
Well, that's a whole different story.
For him to set up a deep freeze,
dying the way he did.
He's setting up deep freeze, and deep freeze is one of his fatalities that he set. And he throws a bucket of water, and this bucket of water happens to turn into a giant icicle and spear him. I was like,
spear him. I looked at Joe. I was like, he was like.
I mean, you know what?
I
what you're saying. The reason why I couldn't be so mad about Scorpion dying is because he dies sometimes, but he always comes back. Bihan wasn't coming back. Well, I take it back. He did.
He wasn't
coming back. He did.
He came back as Noob Saibot, but it wasn't the same like Scorpion. Scorpion was like, "That's cool. I'll be back." Like Smokey.
I'll be
back. Keep talking.
Smokey.
Didn't you like his brother more?
Stupid.
I like.
I forgot.
And the Annihilation.
Yeah. The one with the scar over
the scar on his face. You liked his brother more.
Yeah, that's I'm forgetting his name.
I forgot his name too.
Do y'all remember the cartoon, the American Mortal Kombat cartoon?
Yes.
Oh, that was actually good.
It was good. I don't remember how it ended. I don't think it ended.
I will say, I mean, like, I'm talking so much future tense, but we need to get past the story with Liu Kang winning the tournament, the first tournament, and really dig deeper into some of the video game realms and tournaments and things with other, villains. And honestly, kind of back on the Sub-Zero topic, as much as I like Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, I would like to see Bihan come back and then fight, his younger brother. I want to see all that. Like Noob Saibot, I think is somebody we would all love to see.
Sub-Zero.
Just come back and just come in general, like, and just be like, oh snap, because I think that would be big.
Yeah, Kualiang, that's his name.
One thing I think they should do, and this is an unpopular opinion. Now, I talked to you guys a bit about the main character. Well, a few of you. The main character of the story is supposed to be this guy named Cole. He's a created character for the movie.
I was wondering about him.
What they should do is kill him at the end. Here's why. Because if they were to kill him at the end, if they were to have Shang Tsung kill him at the end, that would allow Liu Kang to have a legit reason to kill Shang Tsung after that. I just think it would be more interesting because for one, I don't think a character to ground us in the world is relevant because we already know.
Let's
be real. I got a news flash for you.
Let's be real. The people that are going to watch this movie are already friends, or not friends, already fans of the series. We're friends too, already fans of the series, so we're going to watch it anyway. We don't need somebody to tie us to the realm of the real world like they did in Monster Hunter, because that didn't work out so well either.
Here's the thing: he's Alice. He's our Alice for this.
Yeah. We don't need that.
Yeah.
And we don't care for Alice. We just want to see, Liu Kang. We want to see Kung Lao. We want to see Sub-Zero, Scorpion. We want to see Sonya. We want to see, they have Jax in this movie, and I'm excited about Jax being in the movie.
And he's starting off with the arms. Like that's like my favorite part too.
Is that confirmed? or is
Well,
he gonna
I'm
get
just
another?
going off
Shoot,
the pictures.
if they add, I mean, I guess there's only so much time in the movie, but they need to do a little quick backflash of them. What's his name ripping his arms off?
Yeah, Goro rips his arms off, right?
I think so.
In
I'm
a
just saying they need to do a. I mean, they could probably switch up everything and just make it a different way, but they do everybody's backstory. But this Cole guy you were talking about, Sento, man, just look at him like
he looks like
those,
a Johnny Cage clone.
Don't be surprised if they throw him in Mortal Kombat 12. Just saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
could do that. Well, or you can bring up Shinjuku.
I was gonna say Shinjuku.
Yeah,
he is,
like those
is
random
he
ass characters. They were like they're gonna.
Shinjuku.
I
I mean, he was
Cole,
random, but
man.
he was the whole part of deception. He was the person that set the Dragon King free.
Right.
They brought him in the lore. He was a part of the lore.
Yeah,
so.
like Cole is just like made up for the story. Just to it. Y'all remember Tekken?
Yeah, I remember Tekken.
Remember the Tekken movie?
The movie?
I'm
Oh,
assuming they did the same there.
Please, no.
The Tekken movie was so bad. I tried to justify it by telling everybody, said just pay attention to Christie's butt crack. It's fine.
Oh man, Tevin, that's another subject that we can use for another time. Speaking of that, because I was about to go off about Dragon Ball, and we could talk. I'm sure we could talk about Dragon Ball and there's a couple other ones that were just bad. That could be a whole probably podcast
topics.
by itself.
Forbidden topics. Well,
Yeah.
That's a whole another episode.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I think that's an idea for a future episode.
Yeah,
we can do that. I'm down for that.
Things that
Quick
shouldn't
side note:
exist.
Dragon Ball
Part one.
Evolution would have been a good movie if it wasn't called Dragon Ball Evolution. If it was just called Evolution.
Evolution of
So
chaos.
is that a Kamehameha? Is that what that's called?
No, it's not.
Oh, that kind of looks like man. No, it's the spirit wave.
Spirit Wave.
The story would have been good if it wasn't called Dragon Ball.
Dang.
you just spell Kamehameha backwards. It's just
Yeah.
My goodness. Do you guys like expect any cameos for this movie? Like considering in Mortal Kombat
You
10
wanna-
and 11
they're
they
probably
had
gonna
like
have
Robin
Robin
Shu
Shu.
pop up as some old character. I don't know. They might have Ed Boon pop in, give you a.
I feel like the two we are gonna see probably a high chances like the original why was I gonna say Undertaker? Jesus Christ, think about wrestling. Raiden, the original Raiden, and
I don't know who you were talking about though.
the original Undertaker versus Raiden. Who would win? Death battle. Anyway, Raiden and Shang Tsung.
Death battle.
Well, hey, hold
He's gonna play
on.
old man Shang Tsung.
Quick side note, Mr. Seto Ryu. Remember, WWE was in the King of Fighters All Stars, and they gave Undertaker powers, so we can use that version of Undertaker versus Raiden. And yeah, you're right. Raiden probably still wins.
my man shocking people and he's like what, a god?
Something
He's a
he
guy.
like does this like super tombstone, and like the world gets really dark, like
Yeah.
underworld, and he like drags you way up to the sky and like tombstones the heck out of you.
Yeah, they fed into the lore in that game.
Yeah, they went ham.
Undertaker.
He's
He's the only one that got actual powers. Like The Rock and John Cena and Becky Lynch and all them were just regular people with their regular moves. It was like, all right. But Undertaker got these superpowers out of nowhere.
The Rock should have had like super smelling abilities.
Super smelling.
Can you smell?
I do think I do think the movie will turn out because like I have faith in this movie. It looks good. Like the costumes look good, the effects look good so far. If you watch if you watch the HBO like Max teaser, you see that you know how there's the image of Sub-Zero pulling the ice sword out. Like they actually have a clip of it, like a little snippet in that HBO Max teaser. But I think it looks good. I think it looks really good so far. I think it's good casting. You know, it's R-rated. I think that they can kind of look at what they did in the past with those old movies, and they can kind of look what happened with the video games over the years. And I feel like they have a pretty good sense of what fans do and don't want. You know what I mean? And I think it'll be good as long as they, you know, they give a lot of they make a lot of references and nods to like the source material, and just throw in a little, you know, cameo as fan service for a little bit. Cause like all the characters Liu Kang's my favorite character. So I mean, I don't really have any, but like I do.
Honestly, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm about to say I did
King
not
is
know
my
that either.
favorite
That's
too.
interesting. Okay.
I do like Noob Saibot, but
I bet you don't know who my
Luke,
favorite character is.
No,
is
not
it
at all.
Melina?
Is it
Yeah,
Sung?
yeah,
It's Melina.
exactly, bro. You the best, man. I'm glad you knew. Love them teeth.
But but no, I think it'll be dope. Honestly, I think the R rating is gonna really be what lets this movie shine. Honestly,
Yeah, even if the writing is bad, they could probably save him. The unnecessary fatalities. Like
They
they have like a fatality out of nowhere. You could save the movie just with that. He's like,
yeah.
I don't know about that writing, but it was, whoo, those fatalities though. You see the man rip his head up, and then just like
yeah. I mean, it's like whenever you hey, it's like whenever you watch like martial arts movies, you're not watching it for the plot.
Well, you know,
You're watching it.
yeah.
You're watching it for the fight scenes, and you're watching it for the stunts most of the time.
True.
Like some of that writing. Sometimes you literally just have to write some excuse to have characters fight each other, and it's like, oh, you stepped on my shoes. Prepare to
Yeah, I
die.
was gonna say, you still on my shit. Prepare to die. You mean like this? You took the last jewel pod?
That's Jewel Pod.
I'm not gonna lie, I did get a little excited when I seen Liu Kang have the flames. Ludi Lin
Oh
doing the
yes.
flames. I was like, woo!
Make it hot.
Somebody tried to clown those flames and said like the CGI wasn't right on them and it looked weird or something like that. It's like, man, the
Oh,
product
come
ain't
on.
even finished. Y'all
Yeah,
wait. Like, damn.
they took a picture of it. You expect it to look good, man? Get out of here.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, even then, it's like, wait, people always got something to say, but whatever.
Yeah, I think where they're going, worst case scenario, this could be a prequel type thing. And yeah, Steph is gonna see things he doesn't want to see. He's gonna see Scorpion get killed.
That's all good. 'Cause I know it's for the
But-
greater good. He'll be back.
But
Like,
yo,
maybe-
what if he doesn't come back? What if he come back at the end?
He'll be back. Mid.
Like, they'll be
be
back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he
Like
comes
when
back
I,
at the
when I
movie,
mean
that's good.
prequel, like it's them fighting to get to the tournament,
Yeah.
and then y'all just be like,
Well, honestly, you know what? I'm glad you
Well,
said that because I get so sick of prequels when everything's said and done. Even though, so
Yeah.
that kind of is my extra bit on WandaVision because isn't old boy dead? It's like, so is this like, is he like alive somehow or some way?
this
Well,
is
we
what
don't
it is.
know.
What is that?
We don't.
Okay,
we
don't
literally don't know.
Okay, but you know the boy died, boy. You know the
Yeah,
guy
see,
died.
hey,
And so it's like,
Canonically, he is dead. But the whole point of WandaVision is that we don't know what's going on.
okay.
The theory,
okay,
right?
overall, my statement still stands, but I can't stand prequels. We get through 7 movies, and then all of a sudden the 8th movie is going all the way back to 0.5, like before the first movie. And it's like,
Oh, so you talking about Fast and the
I
Fast
can't
and Furious
stand them.
franchise.
I'm really not a fan of prequels. Know what's what happened in the beginning. So like, if this
Wait,
is
which Fast
a
and
prequel for Mortal Kombat, make this a prequel, then make it go after that. But I mean, then I'll actually be annoyed by that with the hypocrisy in that because that means number 2 will finally be the tournament. And I was like, oh yay, finally! Now I'm waiting for number 3 to get past the same thing you've been telling us for however long.
That's
You know,
that's
so-
what it's gonna be. Honestly, in my opinion, I think they might just do what they did in the animated movie. They might do just a little bit before the tournament and then finish the first tournament. Like either way, we're getting up to the end of the first tournament.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be. I
mean,
don't
we still
think.
got to get past Shao Kahn 2 again, though, too, because we're just rebooting like the Shao Kahn story again, too, and like we're gonna burn Mortal Kombat 2 all on that too, you know. So
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
But you can't necessarily. The first tournament all revolved around
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung. Yes.
yeah,
Now Shao Kahn could have an appearance. Yeah. Like he have an appearance by influencing Shang Tsung, like during the middle part of the story, saying, "Hey, you better get this done for me. What can you do for me to get these
go to
votes
Philly and get me this
in
cheese.
favor of me taking over Earth? What can you do?
Go to New York.
If you
get
can't
me
do
this top
anything,
cheese.
then I'm gonna have to go to somebody else and get rid of you." He said,
Right,
"No,
right.
sir, I got it. I know what to do. I got the evidence."
I mean, while
That's what
I'm
Shang Tsung
complaining,
was.
while I'm pre-complaining, honestly, I'm gonna love it
Yeah.
no matter what. Even if they do run through everything again, it'll be all good. It's just finally good to see it back, you know. So overall, it's all good.
I just actually want to eventually see Quan Chi. I eventually want to see Shinnok. I want to see all these other characters that are in actually in the games and in the lore be fleshed out on screen for once, because
Shinnok for a hot minute.
Quan Chi set up all of this, and there's no mention of him in the first game. They basically say I said first game, in the first movie. The second movie, all they really do is have Sub-Zero when he's fighting Scorpion. They say, "Oh yeah, I'm looking for someone," or something like that, and he's, "Oh yeah, I'm looking for my brother. My brother's alive." But they don't mention Quan Chi in any of this.
Yeah, there's some parts that they skip stuff that are annoying to me too. I agree.
If you're going to make
the
movie,
game or
in the movie,
they never
in Annihilation, my brother was reanimated, but
I mean, to be honest, you could probably, I guess, say technically everybody's backstory is just too much to add into an hour and how many ever movie, hour and a half movie. It's too much to throw into everybody's backstory. How not? You think 1 or 2 minutes max on everybody's backstory is probably good enough? You think
it doesn't need to be 1 or 2 minutes.
A lot more money too. A lot more money, a lot more CGI.
It doesn't need to be that. What it needs to be is these characters need to just be introduced. Let them be in the universe. It doesn't have to say, "Oh, give you 20 minutes to look at everybody's story," because that would just make everything a short story. Just introduce the characters in the universe so they are there, and then it allows the people watching, the viewers, to speculate. Oh, is it actually Quan Chi that is doing what he does? Because we know from the games that's what he does. Are we assuming that he's doing this in the same universe? Just showing that he's there does that. It allows me to think about, this character is in this series. He is the one who did it, versus them not being in there at all. And there's, they're fighting Shao Kahn right now, but there's no mention of Quan Chi anywhere. The reason they're fighting Shao Kahn is for Quan Chi to try to take over, because that's what Quan Chi does. He's a snake. That's what he wants to do. He's trying to, take the mantle and run everything after they remove Shao Kahn, because he wasn't trying to remove Shao Kahn himself. He's smarter than that. We need to have the ability to make those assumptions just by introducing.
Yeah, because even if you when it comes to just introducing a character, because it doesn't have to be a whole scene dedicated to that character. The character could literally just be in the background and just happen to pass in front of the camera. So we don't need to
like an Easter egg. You're saying an Easter egg, pretty much.
Literally, you walking by that
white ball.
It's Quan Chi. He was eating a sandwich.
Eating a sandwich, or shoulder bump Cole and tell Cole he was drunk or something.
Yeah,
that's all you gotta do.
Sorry,
shit. Even have somebody doing a leg beat. Have somebody rip somebody's leg off and start hitting them with it.
Oh, I was like, a leg beat.
And they see the leg. They see the leg beat.
They say they're gonna have gory fatalities. So I think it's gonna get real this time around. They're gonna actually do some stuff that's gonna make you go, oh snap.
So if I see somebody,
it's just gonna be towards random characters. You can't kill off the main cast like that.
You say that, but somebody's gonna die. Somebody's favorite character is gonna die again. You saw it happen to Johnny Cage easy. So
we're waiting to see Cole.
But what happened to what happened to
not like a chump.
What happened to Johnny Cage? What happened to Johnny Cage in Annihilation was because the actor didn't want to come back from the first movie. And if you go back and you watch that movie, it's a different actor playing him in the beginning of Annihilation. And they literally, the only reason they killed him off is so people wouldn't notice. You know what I mean?
Wait, what?
Go back on. Go back.
Okay, so
it's some people.
I want to ask the question. All right, so you guys, because I know Gionut watched it, and you telling me they killed Johnny Cage off, so they didn't want people to notice that the actor changed. No, Gionut was like, why is Johnny Cage different? Because they changed Sonya.
Killed him off to introduce him, so they introduced him and killed him off.
When we saw a different Aunt Viv and Fresh Prince too, so.
Yeah.
You gotta just get over it.
But
we had to
but she wasn't been there that much
because apparently that's a different topic.
It's the same thing, but you just saw it.
That was behind the scenes. They were having problems with the actress.
Did you guys end up seeing the red table thing?
Yeah, when they talked, that was dope. When they finally talked for after how many years, but
Oh, I didn't see that. That's crazy.
Bro, you should look into that because she was saying like
Yeah,
she was
original
getting
and Viv and
she was
Fresh
getting
Prince, they were
ousted
people
and
in real talk.
everything, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole acting community was going against her. She was getting hate mail and all this other stuff. So
Ooh, the
It
new
was a big misunderstanding
old
that
one.
that made it hard for her to get work afterwards.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a whole different topic. I know we have a lot more to talk about with Mortal Kombat, but I think it's best that we move on for now.
Shout out to my kid Sesame Street backdrop for his birthday. Still didn't take down yet.
Dude,
I was about to say, I saw that and I was like, yo, what's going on?
I was paying no attention
Hey,
to
bro,
that.
I'm transitioning from Transformers to Sesame Street TCG.
Bro, who's the most powerful card in that set?
If it ain't
Elmo.
if
You know,
it ain't
Elmo and Big
Grover,
Bird got the biggest attack point.
if it ain't Grover, dog.
Super Grover.
Super Grover.
Bro, it better be Cookie Monster.
Think about nom, 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 nom.
That man's all attack, no defense.
I activate this card. I put this card down in defense mode. Pretty funny.
Oh my gosh, I would actually like to see that happen.
All right.
But all right,
What's next, Ted? What's next?
we'll get into the main topic. You know, trying to keep it kind of structured. I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, jumping into fitness. I'm gonna send out a little bit of hate, but I also love this dude at the same time. Maurice, I wanted you here, man. I wanted to hear what you talking about. What do you have to talk about? We talked about some stuff.
Oh yeah, his
Putting out
his
you, but he has family or something over, so like I understand.
oh, yeah, I want to hear about his detox. Maybe next week.
Yeah, you can bring it up. So next time you come on, want to hear about this detox and everything else. But all right, cool. So fitness.
But this week I'm talking trash. Where you at, Maurice?
Just a little bit, you know, just a little bit. But yeah, I have my ideas as far as what we should talk about, but you guys are more than welcome to ask questions and take us into a different direction. So my whole beginning is why did we all started to get into fitness, and or why haven't we gotten into fitness yet? Kind of like our reason for starting on the journey. I can go ahead and start. I never really focused on fitness as like a part of my life. Like it's always been I'm outside as a kid, which is kind of hard to do nowadays because I don't see too many kids outside. But as a kid, being outside, playing tag, and just running around, hanging out with homies. And then as that slowly transitioned into like me being in sports and whatnot, I never really saw it as work, as I kind of look at it now, which is a bad mentality towards it. But just kind of like staying fit as part of another part of my life being sports and just hanging around people. I'm not sure if anyone else has the same opinion, but just kind of lead off with that. What's the reason?
Yeah, I agree with you as well. When we were all in school, it was just part of what we did hanging out. You know, it was a fun thing to do. You know, we were always outside all the time, riding bikes, walking, racing each other, whatever.
Jumping off
But
houses.
jumping off houses.
Your house
Danny does not
specifically?
believe me. Yes, Danny does not believe me that we jumped off the roof of my house. And I tell her all the time, there was a little patch in my front yard where Kel used to practice the flips.
I tell you what,
But,
I was never over for those. I did not know y'all did that. Y'all crazy.
You were wild.
Damn.
Yeah, I never
But
felt. I felt like I'm sorry to cut you off. Manhunt was probably one of the most
Bro,
intense
I
things
was
we
about to
ever
say that.
did. Manhunt was so wild.
Your shirt off?
No, that was me.
Oh, just you?
I have the ultimate advantage.
Ultimate advantage. It is nighttime and I am darkness.
Hey, just don't smile. It's good.
The time when the police drove out, they called the police, and I jumped in the tree. Jumped in the tree with my shirt off. They were like,
I remember who was it?
just
Was it
like,
Y'all crazy.
Maurice that climbed up above the into the tree above the bus stop when the bus stop was base.
By my crib? Right by my crib then, right?
Or was that Kel? No, that was in front of
no, I climbed up in a tree in front of Liggett's house. That was me.
I remember somebody crawled.
It was that lot where Maurice and Liggett
Between
lived.
Maurice and that's funny.
Hey, real
That's
quick,
when the cops came and y'all just kept running.
The street that I lived on
It was
was
Cherry Lane. What was y'all's? I forgot.
Garden Avenue.
Garden Avenue. That's right.
Yeah.
I cannot think of that for
You
the life
guys
of
were
me.
like the street over, I think.
Yeah,
Steph,
yeah.
you were like in the back.
The literal.
like
That's
in
why
the back
I said
headed
the bus stop because there was a bus stop right
Yeah.
next to 38A Cherry Lane. Yep. Okay.
Yo, we know you loved your bus stop because I still remember we had like back at MySpace, your URL was the bus stop.
Was it really? Wait, what are you talking about?
Back, you know how you could like name the end of your URL for your MySpace page,
Yeah.
and you had our bus stop on yours. You don't remember that?
No, I don't. That's crazy. I can.
Why do you?
No,
remember
it
that?
wasn't.
So
It
the way to
wasn't.
find
It
my
wasn't the
page
bus
was
stop.
MySpace.com/bus.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't the bus stop. It was the number of the bus because you had bus 24.
Okay, that rings a bell a little bit. That rings a little bell a little bit. Okay, that's funny.
What the heck?
Wow.
Hey, we all did weird stuff when we were kids. Don't mind me.
You know, I read Bus 24 all day. 24.
I mean, I guess.
But back to fitness.
Right.
My journey kind of started with, I think it was, I was working out in like high school because of football. I kind of cheated in high school football because they didn't really pay attention to anything. Plus, I was a lot weaker back then and didn't really, because I was playing video games and like doing fun stuff. I didn't care about working out. So to do it for football was kind of like, whatever. I was always strong with my legs. I was not strong upper body, and I kind of got away with it because I was a tight end and I didn't need super strong. And then they put me on the line.
Wow. Got to start throwing hands then.
That's when they put me on the line. It was just like, all right, well, I guess I should be strong now, and I'm not.
You were so tall. Why didn't they put you at wide receiver?
Because I'm slow. I was slow back then. I had hands though. Like I could catch better than most of the people there. But I was.
I really believe that.
I was slow and
atrocious.
And I was catching without gloves because the gloves would just like destroy my hands. Like I would have like blisters and all sorts of stuff. I was allergic to the gloves. So I was catching without gloves. I had really good hands, but I was super slow, so it didn't matter. So they put me on the line. And I was like, man, this is whack. But I'm not a quitter because we lost every single game that year. And I was like, people were leaving left and right. And I remember
like
the coach,
the team?
Yeah, the team. Everybody was quitting. And then Landis was like, look, those guys that are leaving, he said in the locker room after like the 5th game, he's the guys that are leaving, they're quitters. And I put it in my head, I was like, I ain't no quitter. I stayed to the rest of the season. We had like a whole lot less people on the team. I might be a loser, but I ain't no quitter.
Yeah. Coming out with all these bruises.
Getting destroyed playing both sides of the ball. And yeah, it was tough. I broke my toe that year, and my toe. But anyway,
is it turned up?
No, it's not turned up, but it's a weak spot. If I get hit in that pinky toe, it's curved. But no, I really got into fitness after high school, where I think I was like 23 or 24, and still playing volleyball and whatnot. But I really wanted to focus on my weight gain. I was starting to gain weight and it wasn't really the best weight because I wasn't eating right. And I just got a membership to Planet and started going with my homie Min. Stefan knows Min. I think most of you know.
Yeah, I remember.
It started from there, and then now we out here wilding, eating chicken and broccoli and rice. Turn it into fuel. Don't even worry about what it tastes like. Type.
Right.
It was that self-hatred where I was like, I don't have abs. I need to get. And then,
straight up, that's funny you say that because I started working out after high school too. Mm-hmm. I think it was a combination of like, it was 2 things. One, it was the fact that I moved away from Pennsylvania and I had nothing but time and I was super depressed all the time. But the other part of that is I started working out of pure spite. Man, I know Maurice might laugh at me. He's not here to hear me say this, but I used to get so jealous when Maurice would take his shirt off next to me.
Man,
Maurice would take his shirt off and just
I wouldn't say jealous. That wasn't the thought that crossed my mind. I just look at him like this. Man, put your shirt on, man.
I'm literally,
I would literally these light-skinned dudes, man.
Super, yeah, that's all it was.
Hey, girl. I used to feel like it was a cheat code for girls. When he take his shirt off like around girls, I'd be like, man, stop with the cheat code. Put the controller down.
Yeah, come on. Put your shirt down.
Man, we playing basketball. He's on team shirts. And next thing you know, girls come walking in here. He'll lick his lips.
Yeah.
Yo, real talk. And then he like that when we played basketball and there was shirts versus skins. I was like, please let me be a shirt. Please let me be a shirt.
There was one time where I was actually skins. And this is like how long ago was that stuff? Like 5 years ago.
Oh, back when we used to play at over Mechanicsburg all the time.
Yeah. One time I was skins. I was like, I felt good taking off my shirt. Every other time I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep my shirt on. I'm gonna keep my shirt on. One time I took my shirt off. Everybody was like, yo.
If I was ever a skin, the most I would wear is my beater. That's about all. Okay, that's good enough. We're on the same team now.
Nah, you remember when we used to? Hold on, let me take my headphones off. Y'all remember when we used to wear our shirts like this?
Over the head, the Gogeta.
Everybody was just like, everybody's all right. Shirts for skin, all right. So it's the thing. I don't know why we ever came up with this. This is like bad on your neck.
I need you to put the nips away. We might get banned. Nips away. Nips away. Nips away. Nips away. Nips away. Nips away. Put the nips away. Nips away. All right.
I'm gonna say my bit real quick because I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. I'm not gonna eat in front of the camera. But I started my journey like at a young age. I would say maybe 19. I was more consistent. Like working out. I did like the whole Rock Lee thing. I had leg weights. I took my mom's leg weights. Like at one point she told me, she's like, why you keep taking my leg weights? And then she was like, fine, you can have it. So that I wore that like every day. Like I'll be doing like nothing and I'll have the leg weights on.
Just lay down in bed.
There was a point in time I just like before I start my day, I would do like 100 push-ups and 200 sit-ups. And this is like back when I really didn't know what I was doing. So like things for me didn't get more consistent, at least as far as my knowledge and weight training until it's like 2016, 15, 16. That's when I started taking things seriously. I started going to the gym with like a purpose. I had a meal plan. At the time, I had a personal trainer.
Who was your trainer?
He was our ex-brother-in-law. He
whacked.
Yeah. So he was like he was guiding me on things to do, and I lost a ton of weight. I ended up going from like a consistent 170 down to like 145. And I was lean. I was lean.
145?
Yeah. It was like 145, 142. Like that was the lowest I could get, and he was trying to get me down to like 130 something. So
got thrown in the height, Gio.
Like at that point.
Yeah, I know it's a height, but still like 130. You're 5'8", aren't you?
Yeah.
5'8", 130? Like that's God.
Go ahead, Sento.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so they
all right, go ahead, Sento. Chill out.
No, I had very strict eating. Like my muscle mass is like on point back then. Like I had barely any body fat, like maybe like 1% body fat, but I was hungry as hell. That was the problem. Like that was probably at that point in time. I wouldn't dare say that was like the strongest I was, but like Steph seen me, like mostly because like we went to the gym consistently all the time like that. But yeah, like I was lifting I wasn't lifting like super heavy, but it was just my goal was just to get lean and to actually like what I always told myself is like if I think I can do something, I want to do it. So that was the kind of mindset I had. So like I would lift as much as I could. I would run as much as I could. I would, and then this is when we were doing the 5Ks at that point. I don't know if you remember that.
Y'all was
J-Dub.
running like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Like
He did a
public races
5K.
and whatnot?
yeah. I remember.
The
I
hero
remember.
run
I got
model.
sick. I got sick like 2 weeks before that 5K, and then Judge Smith ended up beating me. He said, "Oh, you're supposed to be younger than me," and I was just like, I was sick.
Oh,
That's why I didn't run.
Was that at the hero run?
Yeah, that was at the hero run. And he was like, "Oh, so I can't believe I beat you. You're supposed to be a young dude faster than me." I was like, I was sick, so I didn't get enough training. That's what happened. You know, if I did my training and wasn't sick, I would have been good. I would have beat you.
I'm gonna be
He was
honest
like,
with you.
"No, I run all the time."
Judge Smith is a cannon of an old dude. Yo.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he is.
He's a rock.
I looked at his time. He beat me by like a whole 20 minutes or something like that.
Dang, boy.
For a 5 dude is nuts.
Yo, running shape is a
Yeah.
completely different shape though.
Yeah, it is. But I dabbled in a lot. I dabbled in a lot, and then like I ended up obviously getting the weight back. No shade, and I ended up getting stronger maybe like 2019. And as far as like eating plan, I changed my whole eating plan. At first, I didn't say that. At first, all I did was eat chicken and rice and broccoli. That was it. I ate that, and then I waited till the weekends to meet up with Steph, and we go pig out wherever. I remember one of the furthest. Yeah, no, that was one of the places, but one of the furthest places we ever went to. We went to Lancaster. We went to Lebanon. We went to where else did we go? Like as far as places.
Usually,
Yeah, that is probably the furthest.
Probably York.
Yeah,
Just try whatever. Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, I heard this place is open. It's pretty new. Let's go there." I was like, "All right, bet." So we go there. We go there and eat like a whole plate full of
Five
stuff.
Guys was our biggest one though. Five Guys. Because especially because it was right there. Like after, sometimes it'd be like, yeah, man, I ain't eating out today. But after the workout, it'd be like, Five Guys.
5 Guys. Yeah. But yeah, after that, back in 2019, I had more time to go to the gym because I wasn't as tired and I worked first shift. So I went there and I was trying to do the same thing, but I decided to like change out what I ate. So I had like, I had turkey burgers, I had spinach, I had a few other things like I think Dilly had me on this like chickpea thing, which is like really good. It's like chickpea wrap or something like that. It was really good. But I was eating that, and then next thing I know, I was like, "Oh, I feel stronger." I'm sitting there like benching like way more than I normally did. I forgot how much it was. And next thing I know, I'm getting into my gold shirt. I have this Sonic shirt that is like size small that I used to wear back in when I was working out like heavy with Steph. And I was like, "That's my gold shirt." So I went to go put it on. That crap, when I said my titties were busting out, it was like, and I was like, I go up to her, I was like, "Yo, so why am I getting bigger?" And she's like, "You do look a lot stronger. It's like your arms are so big now." And I'm just over like, not even realizing, huh? So I didn't realize I wasn't following the plan that I did before when it came to that, side of fitness.
Right.
I was just eating and getting big. And that's what I thought was funny because I was like, "Oh, I'm doing it like completely wrong as far as my fitness is concerned." Now, as you can see, I don't calorie count. Like I didn't mention anything like that. I didn't ever really paid attention to stuff like that. All I did really was took advice from whatever Stefan was watching. And then I always watch Jeff Cavalier, Athlete Next. Like that was my thing to watch on YouTube. I would get ideas and advice from just watching his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then that was my go. As the dude I listened to, I didn't deviate from that.
Yeah.
Just because he had very good ideas for like shoulder workouts because I have bad shoulders. And he had at the time, very innovative ideas for doing like using dumbbells to lift, using bars to lift, the proper way, techniques you want to hold the bars to get a proper push. Yeah, that's pretty much all I did.
Word. I seen a video about him. Like he had a series. I guess his videographer. I guess his name was Jesse. I think.
Yeah, Jesse.
And he was like a super skinny dude, and like I dabbled into his stuff too, because I was like that.
Yeah, he got skinny buff.
That's the one thing that's hard for me to do is put on weight, which like I have to eat a lot, but also at the same time make sure I'm working out the proper way. Which
Yeah.
Lifting heavy.
yeah, lifting heavy and time under tension is like the biggest thing for me that works out for me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's the thing that probably annoys me the most because I see people like in these gyms, they're lifting. There's dudes that are lifting heavy, and they go like, but they're not controlling the weight.
yeah.
Like I just literally watched them. I was like, oh, you lifting heavy, but you are not controlling that thing at all. You just literally they're pushing up real. They're exploding and then letting it fall back on them. They're not controlling it back, like controlling it down. And then I see like other dudes, like you'll see on those memes, they'll got the cables and then like flying all over the place with the cables.
What to do with the head exercise?
Yeah, I've seen like too many different spectrums, and that's simply because I go to Planet Fitness. I've never graduated from Planet Fitness because my weight is always fluctuating, like Steph. I didn't graduate like you, Steph. Me.
I don't want to hear that.
He didn't even know. He was like, right.
He said right. No, but I'm hoping to be a little bit more consistent. Like I plan to keep lifting more now that I actually got a weight set. Now I got a weight set for Christmas.
Nice.
Shout outs to Dilly and Richie. But
You ain't gonna work out.
I'm about to.
how dare you? Well, I've been using that since I got it.
Challenge
So
accepted.
I've been staying pretty consistent. So like now all I really go to the gym for is like chest and back. And then at home I got my dumbbells, I got the little bar, I can adjust it, put it together.
How heavy are they? Just curious.
Uh
Wait,
66 pounds.
What? No.
So-
it's like
so
one of those adjustables.
Yeah, I got the plates. So I could just slap them on. So at most I can get what I need out of my
Bro, I need to go
my
ahead
arm
and buy
workouts and my shoulders. So my shoulders are taken care of. My arms are for now taken care of. Until I'm probably going to graduate real quick. Real quick out of my little dumbbell range because at my prime I was at least doing like 45 as far as like curls, and then I'll probably graduate out of that like real soon, like doing this stuff at home.
Right.
Because that way I have no excuse not to do it because I have it.
that.
I got it at home. Yeah, so I got my shoulders taken care of. I got my arms taken care of. I got I can do some back workouts, and I can do like squats and lunges. Like I got my lunges taken care of. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That's good.
True. I like it.
What you got, Stefan?
I want to make my story too long. Y'all done kind of heard.
Nah,
versions
man,
of my
go off.
story.
This is for you, man. This is for you and Maurice.
Even my girlfriend, she's
I want
like,
to hear the story where you say
I
you lost
know.
350 pounds.
We've
Yeah,
heard
dude.
it already.
I want to hear if this is the time to
Man,
shine.
I'm
man.
gonna sincerely try to sum it up.
No, don't sum it up. I want to hear the whole thing.
No, well, it's still gonna be long-winded no matter how you do it. But I'm gonna still try to sum it up, man. Like from I got thick people in my family, and I'm kind of skipping ahead to talking about things that I've learned even this year and last year. Genetics plays a big role in whatever you're trying to do, whether it's where you're stronger at, how you're gonna look, not looking at the other guy on the magazine with the crazy abs and stuff like that, because you could actually take PEDs or steroids and things like that and still never look like that. So first things first is to be comfortable in understanding that, looking at your family's history, what you're potentially going to look like, and just kind of deal with it. I listened to a guy, one of the guys, Greg Duchette, Jeff Nipper is really dope. Shout out to Jeff Nipper and Patty Lifts. Really can't. I'd love to get a workout with those guys one day, by the way. But yeah, like your genetics play a big role, and it's a joke. I think I've said this before, where you just picked the wrong parents, and obviously you didn't actually literally pick the wrong parents. It's impossible. But like your genetics are what they are, so it is what it is. But going all the way back to maybe like 2007, like right after high school, I lifted in the gym like when we had like after school and things like that. Nothing ever too serious. And then from 2008 and 9, I started to really kind of blow back up, or blow up rather, and gain a couple pounds and started to look a little chunky. And then when did I come back? I forgot, Sento or Brian. I don't know if Brian. I don't know if you were gone already. I think
You
we
said
still
10
around?
or 11 on the last episode.
Was it? I forgot
Yeah,
exactly
I
when
was-
I came
I was-
back. But yeah, like my girlfriend at the time, like we would spend $200 for a personal trainer, go to Planet Fitness to LA Fitness. But right across like the way, when you come out of LA Fitness, there was a Cold Stone Creamery, and we would go get Cold Stone like right after the workout, thinking we was doing good in the workout, just killed ourselves in the workout, and then freaking go get Cold Stone Creamery, and just going ass backwards. And it's like, man, paying $200 for a personal trainer, you would think they would. Actually, I take that back. We probably just didn't tell them we were going to Cold Stone.
I would hope they would give you a 200.
Bro, I was making some really good money too at the time too, to like let that not be a big deal too. I think that was part of it. And like I said, go get a good workout and then go to Cold Stone or go to Applebee's or whatever. It was just bad.
He was like, all right, $1 marks, here we go.
Right. So I mean, I was like probably like 353 when everything was said and done, kind of skipping ahead to 2013. And in 2013, I think one of the biggest things for me, and honestly, I've noticed this happens to a lot of bodybuilders when they talk about their wake-up calls or people that are trying to lose weight in general, is they go to the doctor and the doctor kind of slaps them in the face with a wake-up call like, either you're going to die if you keep going along this path, or you just need to lose weight or something along those lines or whatever. So, and that's exactly what happened to me, because I remember I would try to go outside and try to I would run for a little slow jog, try to do 10 push-ups like every, how many ever steps or whatever. And 10, I call them girl push-ups, whatever the alternate push-ups are on your knees
Like on
or whatever.
knees, yeah.
Just try to do whatever I could. Really trying to fight it. Really started trying to get, because I'm tired of being, overweight. And I had these bad shin splints. And when I went to the doctor at one point, for the shin splints, doctor said, "I'll just put ice on them and stuff." And I'm like, damn, made me waste this $30 copay on you just telling me to put. I could have did that already. I didn't need you to tell me that. But and it's kind of lame, because it's like, damn, he didn't mention literally losing weight to me at that point in time. But started losing the weight, went back to the doctor. The doctor said losing weight is helping your shin splints. I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. Duh. My body trying to hold up 353 pounds is just no bueno.
But sometimes that's not obvious to a lot of people for whatever reason.
Yeah,
like it
right.
seems super obvious, but it's like
right. In hindsight, it's obvious. At the time, no, I was oblivious to it.
Right.
I'll never forget Sento clowning me when I came back up to Pennsylvania. He looked at me like, "Who are you? And what have you done with stuff?"
Yo,
I look totally different,
dude. I want to tell you, there was a big realization for me in my fitness journey when I was starting it. When you did come back, and I'm glad you even brought it up, because I was the same way when you walked into our house, like it was dark and I recognized your voice, but I did not recognize the person. I was like, yo, who is that man? Like, not for real, who is it? And it kind of like, I don't know if you remember, like we drove to somebody's house afterwards. Like I ended up like dropping you off to hang out with some girl. Diamond. I think it was who.
Yeah, we both went. Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
And like in my head, I was like, "Yo, if this can happen to Stefan of all people," because like I remember y'all. It was you and Maurice who were like the most athletic, most fit people in our group.
Yeah.
Like just body type wise.
Right.
You were the two that would like, all right, if a fight broke out, these are the two bruisers.
The front runners.
Like, they gonna get everybody. They gonna take the bulk. They're the tanks. Right. And everybody else, we can pick our fights.
Yeah.
Like that's what
it's
I'm
just characters.
That's what it is. That's how I thought as a kid. So like in my head, I was like, yo, if this can happen to Stefan, this can happen. So I like really took my fitness goals seriously. I was like, oh, if I really want to, try to look better, I need to make the changes and hold on to that. Like that's when I started looking at, me and you were talking about it, like changing up the meals. And I remember when you were going on it and you were talking and you put your mantra up, on my progression, no question. I was like, that's big, like that's real. That's a something that you really want to hold on to,
right? Because
it helped me. Because I was like, man, I know no one. If this happens to this man, no one is safe.
Right.
If they get lazy,
Yeah, I just really let myself go. And honestly, I think one of the biggest things was And there's a couple different ways to go about it. There's no short version of this, I guess. Like I
We
think
want
one of the
the long
biggest things
version.
was, Yu-Gi-Oh. Like when I used to go play Yu-Gi-Oh, I wasn't already into fitness, so it was a thing of playing that and so focused on that and wanting to travel and stuff. Like you're not maybe eating breakfast and you wait till like lunchtime in the middle of a tournament the rounds or whatever, and then go eat some bad food. Wait till the end of the night, not eat all day, not drinking any water, having a soda on you, whatever, then eating more bad food. All those things really just add up. And I tell you what, when I finally started losing the weight in 2013, into 2013 and 14, it was I had to first of all stop playing cards Yu-Gi-Oh because of the post office. So getting into the post office, I lost my weekends, like Saturday and Sundays, which were the times where I needed for like the bigger tournaments. So honestly, quitting that, jumping into the post office, that was a big help too by itself. All that cardio that I was getting was a huge shock to my body. And my body was like, hey, what the heck is going on? So that really helped, on top of me going to the gym with Sento and things like that. That really helped out a lot. I tell you what, though, one thing that I haven't really told anybody, and it's not a big deal, and it's not necessarily a bad thing that I got kind of big-headed about it because it just helped me actually progress even more. I never expected to get so many likes on the very first picture I showed of myself, like after I started losing some weight. It was just a personal goal of mine. It was never to impress anybody else. It still wasn't even after I posted these pictures. But I remember the very first picture I ever posted of me looking better, I got like almost like 200 likes on it or something like that. And for my dopamine, I was just like,
Hey.
I was that's crazy. Like, but people just happy for my success. So that by itself, like also, stacked on top of everything else, helped me push to lose even more weight. And some of it was kind of for the likes, just to have people just kind of, and some it was like a kind of for the likes, kind of for people to see my journey all molded into one, and just people to just follow and be excited and maybe get motivated off of what I was doing.
Right.
And then in the end, going from 353, it was a really big goal for me to just like, it's kind of some advice I'm throwing at anybody else thinking about losing weight. Make it small goals. Make it like you're trying to lose like 10 pounds or 20 pounds, not I need to lose 80 pounds by this summer. Like you do that, you can do that, but you'll be very sick, and like in the long term, that's not good. Mm-hmm. Look for those smaller goals. So like for me, when I first went from 353 down to 348 or whatever, I was like, man, that's 5 pounds. I can't wait till next Sunday to see what I'm losing. Then I got down to 344. Then the next week was maybe 341. It was so exciting to have something to look forward to. Mm-hmm. So I will say, kind of jumping ahead to now, it's not as exciting anymore because I think the unknown was what helped me, get to where I wanted to go, because it was just so exciting. I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm going to see how much weight I'm going to lose. Now that I know what to do, it's really all just about motivation and discipline. But on top of that, one thing that I've learned over like the past in 2020, out of all the bad things, pandemic and everything else that happened in 2020, is discipline needs to be greater than your motivation. So the same way you go to work and you're going to work even though you don't want to wake up, you don't want to, you rather enjoy your day, but you have to go to work because you have to pay your bills. Look at the gym, or look at eating healthier, because you don't have to go to the gym. There's yoga, there's plenty of other different types of fitness you can do. Look at those things as paying your bill being, your health and, losing weight or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, like today, I was not motivated to go to the gym, but I was disciplined too, because I was like, I have to go. I took my pre-workout, got in my system. I'm like, once I get in there, I'll be good. I got to do it. I can't fall off, because if I fall off, I'm gonna look back at this day and beat myself up about it. It's just those small progressions, and that you need to be able to do. But yeah. So in the end, I lost like 161 pounds from 353 down to 192, and life kind of happened in between that, and started gaining some of it back. And it's been tough since then. Like I'm a lot stronger than I used to be, which is nice. Bench press still eludes me though. I don't know. I think the bench press is just so intimidating. I don't know why. But like my deadlift and my squat are good. My bench press I'm still working on. But it's just these little constant battles that I'm just dealing with every day. And the biggest thing is just consistency, discipline over motivation, and consistency. You tie those two in together, you'll be all right. Mm-hmm. Something that Sento and Gio were even talking about chicken, broccoli, and brown rice. That's very cliche. And we all think that, starting out, that's what we saw all the bodybuilders eat. That's the go-to meal when you first starting out. But I tell you what, shout out to forgot it, Remington Fitness, RJF, even Greg Duche, anabolic eating style, anabolic cookbooks, like high protein foods and things like that. If you focus more on your protein, protein is satiating more than carbs and fat is. So if you actually focus more on your protein and getting your protein intake, you're kind of still counting calories, but not really. You're just counting to try to hit your protein goal. If you're eating more protein, you'll be fuller more often. I think one of the biggest things people need to understand is kind of back on the chicken, broccoli, brown rice. There are so many different things you can eat. You can still have pizza, you can still have donuts and stuff, but the trick is you can't have 5 or 6 or whatever like you normally would.
Right.
It's all about how much you're eating, and it sincerely means that. But then the actual on top of that, the problem with that is it's donuts and chips and cookies and pizza.
Can we stop here real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And like I'm trying to just like pivot off of what you're saying. So with the chips and the donuts and everything, the science behind that is there's certain types of foods that digest faster in your bloodstream and in your stomach. And so it's easier to eat a donut, something that's sugary, eat that really quickly, and then like 5-10 minutes later you're going to feel hungry again because the sugar digests really fast. So
and it didn't keep you full. That's that satiate. You didn't get satiated from it. Yeah.
Right. That's all I want to add it there.
Yeah. No, that's big. That's big. I think those are the type of things you rather eat. You should maybe like eat after a workout and things like that. Like I said, it's just more of a discipline thing and just structuring how you're eating. That's really all it is. Like I said, you can still have all these things, but it's just in moderation. And people take it for granted, but it's so true. There are a lot of different ways to cheat having like the same type of foods you love. I don't necessarily know about the cornflakes, but there's this one where you can make crispy, like fried, quote unquote, fried chicken, like meal with grilled chicken and put cornflakes in it. Yeah, you have to look at shout out again.
Throw the Fruit Loops on there.
Fitness or something like that. Look him up on YouTube. There's a ton of different recipes. It's funny. He actually sells the cookbook for like $50, but he kind of gives you the recipes for free if you just watch the 13-minute video on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But even like me a couple of weeks ago, I got lazy on making them now, but I can make my own McFlurries. So like you can still have like the Oreo, the Oreo cereal. You could bang that up. You can have like the Oreo pudding. You mix some xanthan gum for thickness. And
you talking about the fluff? I literally just looked up a video about that yesterday. I just found out about the fluff. Yeah, with the xanthan gum, the protein fluff.
Yeah. I mean, you could put a scoop of protein powder in it. The big part of those McFlurries we're talking about is Chobani Greek yogurt. That can be any type of Greek yogurt, but the key is plain Greek yogurt.
Right.
And a lot of that might sound like ill to you, but you know what?
If you throw in some ingredients that makes it taste a lot better, like throwing some fresh fruit, stuff like that.
0 calorie sugar sweetener is like fine. It makes it. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Makes your food sweeter. Like I said, I'm looking at the ingredients right now on top of the refrigerator, but like you could actually like make a lot of your foods a lot more fun and not just be chicken, broccoli, and brown rice. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yo, Tev, go to the chat real quick. I just put this video in because we just watched this video last night about this fluff that he's talking about.
All right.
Where you can make your own McFlurry. Go ahead and go to the.
You want me to pull this up?
Yeah, no, this genre is so funny. What this lady is saying, it cracks me up. I'm using it later on in music.
Let me also, while you do that, I want to post to everybody because people sometimes will listen to what you're saying, like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll look him up, and then never do it. So maybe if I get a visual, y'all can see who I'm talking about.
All right, this is where it started for me.
Yo, it's so good that you just talked about this because I literally saw this video.
Yeah, bro, he has so many things. I get peanut butter fudge. Like, there's so many ways to actually still enjoy eating. And that's one of the biggest things also. I think that's one of the first things I should have said. You need to be able to enjoy the quote-unquote diet or, change of eating that you're doing. If you don't enjoy it, chicken, broccoli, and brown rice is not going to get you there, especially in the beginning, because that's where most of us start at because we don't know any better, that there is more things out there. You got to have something that you're going to enjoy long-term. If you're not going to enjoy it, you're not going to last.
Yeah.
So with this guy, sincerely, check out this dude's channel if you are thinking about like I said, having some fun eating and still getting a lot of protein, getting the foods that you need. I'm going to post it in general chat. But this dude is dope.
Over here, cornbread dead.
There it is.
Yeah, dude. Sweet potatoes too, man. That was something that helped me out a lot.
Oh, this chick, I haven't seen her. Oh, it's bodybuilding.com? Or no, that's not bodybuilding.com.
I don't know.
Is this where you want me to start at?
Protein, peanut butter, fluff.
It might have started at whatever.
It started me at like 30 seconds.
I don't know why, but whatever.
Anyway,
when she starts talking, this is hilarious. Just listen to her sound effects that she makes. That's all I gotta say. The sound effects.
Today we are making protein peanut butter cup fluff. Now, this
Wow.
recipe is
Hola.
awesome because it only takes 10
Hola.
minutes to make. You only need
closed
5
caption is
ingredients. It's high in protein, it's low carb, and low in sugar. So first you're gonna need a gigantic bowl. And you're gonna need an electric hand mixer. The first ingredient we're gonna add will be bodybuilding.com 100% casein protein. So we're
don't
gonna
even know.
measure
She
1
don't even know how
scoop.
to say it.
Listen.
Now, the reason I'm using casein for this recipe is that casein, as you know, kind of has like that plaster of Paris consistency to it. You can try using the whey protein, but it doesn't
Man.
fluff up as
Kablammy.
nicely as the casein protein does. Next, we're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of all natural peanut butter. We're going to get 1 tablespoon. Plop. Now, if you don't want the extra calories with the peanut butter, then I recommend you use powdered peanut butter PB2. So you would just add 2 tablespoons to the mixture. Next, we need to add
Hey, can
the
you pause real
almond
quick,
milk.
Tevin?
I got you.
I want to say something real quick on
Hit it with the
I wish I would
kablammy.
have had this stuff written down to talk about, but like what she was just showing, that PB2 powder, that's kind of what I was saying without actually saying it. Substitutes.
Right.
Substitutes are so big for you, like they can actually get you ahead. And not having the regular that PB2 peanut butter, like I think regular 2 tablespoons of peanut butter is like 190 calories, and you'd be surprised how that stuff just adds up and creeps up on you, especially if you're not measuring correctly. But just having 2 tablespoons of that stuff is like 8 times less the calories, and you still get the good protein, the peanut butter taste. Now, it might not be the exact same, but you still get the taste, which is dope.
Right.
So I'm using unsweetened almond milk because it doesn't have sugar in it. I'm lactose intolerant, that's why I'm using this. You don't have to use this. This isn't a dictatorship. You can go ahead and use coconut milk, you could use rice milk, you could use goat's milk, whatever you want to use. So we're going to add that. 1 cup. And we need to add something now to thicken this. So this is where xanthan gum comes into play.
Xanthan.
This is a thickening agent. So let's add 1/4 of a teaspoon. Now we are ready to mixy. So let's get the electric mixer and we're gonna turn it to high speed. Set your timers for 10 minutes. Here we go.
It's so wild. Like, do you really think you need to mix this for 10 minutes? Is that just like the activation for the xanthan gum?
Yeah, it's probably not 10 minutes. You probably ain't gonna actually even last that long. Probably won't even make it that far.
Oh, that was a
Yeah,
fast
no, I
10
don't think
minutes.
so.
Okay, next we're going to prepare the peanut butter cups. And we are going to be using Quest Nutrition's Quest Craving Protein Peanut Butter Cups. Now, these little bad boys taste like candy, except they're not candy. So we're going to take one of these and we are going to cut it into tiny little pieces. So we're going to get a knife. We are going to go get a knife right now. This is not where we keep the knives.
Shout out to my Ninja blender cutting me up
It's
like
on the counter.
hardcore when I first got it.
Right
My
in
hands
front
are
of
always
me.
like,
Wait, what? You said a ninja blender cutting you up?
yeah, I was being a goofball, and I don't know what I was thinking I don't even know why my hands were anywhere near the blades, but those new, when you get a new Ninja blender, the blades, yeah, to the touch, barely a touch, they will cut you up. And my hands were all jacked up for like a week or so. Don't ask me what I was doing, trying to mess with it and touch it, and just kept cutting myself
Hey,
over.
as long as it was off, I'm good.
Oh no, yeah.
You're low.
It
You're
was-
just getting really a getting in these streets.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking about.
All right, what we got for a final product?
Oh, duh. Knife.
Knife.
I like it.
See, that's another
I will
thing.
never
People might be
not
quick to go
like
get
it.
Reese's
And
Pieces
we're gonna
peanut butter
take
cup when there's a legit
this
protein-based one that's focused
goo,
on
and we're
protein.
gonna stick it
But
inside
people
a pretty bowl.
don't take the time to look. I guess they would never
Now
know.
comes the fun
Information's
part.
out there, though.
We are going to
I think the difficult part
plop
about that is
these
the price on it, though. For some people.
all over.
And you know what? That's a big
fluff.
deterrent for people wanting to bother trying to lose weight too. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Holy
But
moly.
people have to
Look
realize
at
that
that.
their health is an investment. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to be healthy and then not actually invest in that part of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The same money that you're spending and you take, oh, I'm eating food that tastes good and I enjoy it and it's fatty and I can do whatever. The same thing you have to do. You have to do the same thing to be healthy. Like, health is an investment, and in America, it's hard because Americans like to just eat fast food all the time, and health food is more expensive than
It tastes
stuff that's
good.
processed.
It's easy to get.
So what's this chick's
accessible.
name for everybody to know? Healthy Recipes something?
The name of the channel is Healthy Recipe Videos.
Oh, okay. That's an easy one. Can you look in general chat and check out that one guy I was showing you guys so you can get a visual? Like I said, he has 1,000 of them. The thumbnail will get you by itself, and you're like, wait a minute, I can have this and it's healthy? And then you click on it and you're just like shocked. Me and Jazz were blown away. The 10 we looked at, we were just like, wow, we can make this, we can make that. Like so many, like really, like look at all that.
Anything specific you wanted to like check out?
I don't know. I mean, the Oreo milkshake one, or antibiotic Oreo McFlurry, yeah, right? Yeah, there you go. That's
Let me see. Yeah, I want to see that and the cheesecake John.
Bro, he got a million of them. So many different pizzas, different type of, like I said, chicken wing, a whole bunch of this. It's kind of ridiculous in a good way.
I have an announcement. Our final boss warehouse is moving from
you probably skip ahead a little bit, but through the
gonna work just fine if you ain't got this. We're gonna be restocking.
But yeah, get your protein powder so you're still getting your protein intake.
That's not good. Now we just need.
So if you're not a fan of drinking protein powder by itself,
I keep all this stuff in stock, honestly. But like, if you think I'm really gonna eat plain Greek yogurt by itself,
you played yourself.
Seriously, by itself, just stuff.
You played yourself.
Oreo flavor. We're gonna use 8 grams of Oreo cookies and cream pudding mix, like $1.50 at Walmart, and we're only using 8 grams. So you buy this packet one time, you're gonna.
Now, if you're a big fan of McFlurries like I am, talking about still getting away with eating the McFlurry, there's a anthem going.
This ain't gonna work, bud. I get mine at Walmart, man, in the baking aisle. It's an easy find, a good grab. So we already have some good Oreo flavor with the.
Damn, we should have got Xanthan gum today. I just was at the grocery store. I didn't even think about it.
Now, see, this is one of the things that would quote unquote a personal trainer would be like, no, you need to stay away from. Put down that cereal. You can still have this stuff, but again, it'll be in moderation. He crushes it up in a bag, and it's like his toppings and throughout the and it's really, I guess he's probably putting one serving in there, and then, like I said, crushing it up, and it's fine. Especially after a workout, those carbs will serve you well. It's not that big of a deal. But measuring, measuring device is definitely solid for you.
Because you got to make it look pretty. And then my thumbnail ain't good. You guys
to have, right?
Pour these in a bag for a few minutes, and as you can see, look at how much it went up. It's already up to
Blends it up.
Yep.
You
can see bit left
what is
in the blender.
this?
That's how much
okay, this is mixture that came out. Okay.
Right. And it looks good. Now you have to keep in mind, it won't taste exactly like a McFlurry, but once you add like the 0-calorie sweetener in there, which we skipped over, but it's in there, 0-calorie sweetener and stuff, you got to have a mind for it to realize it's not going to be the exact same. But it's still,
I was like, for the goal that you're trying to achieve, it'll definitely be a happy medium.
You're gonna.
I'm gonna say it's a great substitute. That's the biggest thing.
Hold on, did that say Anabolic Crunchwrap Supreme?
Probably. Yep.
We look at it for a second, and then we're gonna move on.
Yeah, all good. All good.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make guys' channel, so like anybody watching can legit just watch this guy's channel. He has he's constant on posting these. He has a million different recipes. It's kind of insane.
My man said,
put it in the.
In my opinion, it's really easy. Just don't overthink it. Give it a try.
Talk about having fun losing weight. This is actually legit fun. Like, you know what to do. He's giving you ingredients. I think you have to get the actual cookbook to see the ingredients laid out. I don't know if he posts them in his description at the bottom, but still pretty good. Yeah,
Crunchwrap Supreme. Where? Hold up, chat. Do you see that?
Right.
I see the Crunchwrap Supreme.
Burgers, everything. Like,
I gotta carry it over like this, and you want to very carefully.
Bro, I need to make one of these at home.
With your sides locked down.
Trying to make one of these at home.
Careful, I burned myself a time or two doing this. Right here, slowly but surely. Hey, boy, we got her. All we're gonna do at this point is.
Yeah, boy, we got her. Hey, boy.
Low heat to lock those in the pan. You're gonna be just fine. And more
now look at that. Look at that end product, and that's healthy, legit healthy. Like, it's more protein based than anything. It has like it's not the junk. Because see, like when you go to the restaurants and things, and they make the stuff for you, they use the normal cheese, they use the normal burger meat, they use the normal everything. Meaning this stuff has way too much fat in it. You have one meal, and your fat intake for the day is just already way too high, and things like that. But I guarantee you that it's like solid for you, and it's filling. Like I said, there's heavy protein base. So. But yeah, shout out to those guys.
All right, man.
Mm-hmm.
Keep these up. Alrighty. So I have a couple questions kind of regarding what we just looked at.
That Crunchwrap Supreme, I have questions.
Word.
That is another
fat-free
question.
cheese. Fat-free cheese is another big one. You can eat so much fat-free cheese and not feel guilty about it because you get more protein content than the fat, obviously, because it's fat-free. There's so many different substitutes is one of the biggest things like that you can do to not make it so boring and I can't have this, can't have that. Even the sparkling water. I don't know if you guys see this. Like these sparkling waters, they I mean, you can look at the ingredients and you might find some channels because I did some research and there's a couple things in here like potassium K. They call it ACE K, ACEK or whatever. That's like apparently bad for you and all this other stuff. But you know what? You gotta have something to believe in. And to be totally honest with you guys, at one point there's a bodybuilder that I look at that's also a I forgot exactly what type of scientist he was, but if he's drinking it, I'm gonna drink it. It's one of those things where, man, if he's drinking it, it got to be all right type thing. I know that could be bad on certain other things. It's like, oh, if this guy's smoking, I should smoke, because that's cool. But this is on a different level. Like sparkling waters, they're fine. I don't recommend drinking a whole bunch of them every day, but these like sparkling ices, they got so many different flavors. Coconut, pineapple. You still get the it's kind of like diet soda, like because diet sodas are actually apparently fine too, which I'm still kind of shocked about. But all that has less sugar content, carbs and things like that. Substitute.
Hey, yo, Tevin, there's some people messaging me right now who are watching.
Yeah, I see this stuff. Like that's something I have to deal with later. I can't deal with it right now. They're trying to post a link in the chat, and I have a bot that's not allowing links to be posted in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like if they can send it to you and you can send it to me, then we can look at something. But right now,
I don't know
it's not something I'm going to deal with. But sorry about that, P Wizard.
That's a fun name.
But yeah, the money aspect and as far as people's preferences towards certain foods, I think is the biggest issue after we get past the motivation to go to the gym. So I'm kind of curious, what do you guys think about? Oh, I don't like vegetables. I don't like fruit.
Well, actually, hold on. Before you go on with that, I gotta say also, when it comes to money and things like that, people that are on the lower end and don't have money because they're trying to like make ends meet and things like that in the first place, understandable. But the people that have this money and they direct their money towards other things that they can really probably scale back on, that's another thing. So you got to be looking at where your money's going to. I really don't want to get into y'all's pockets, but you're going to sit here and talk about, I want to get into fitness, but I don't want to spend this money. But you don't have that to say about those video games you're buying or those other things that you're buying. So look at your pockets and what you're spending before you actually really say that. I'll be right back.
No worries. Dude, I want to get that figured out. Did you send me the link? Look at.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
That's what P Wizard was trying to send.
So
yeah,
this is what I started with, and for people that don't like to get their vegetables in, this is called Green Vibrance. There's a million different, I won't say million, but there's a lot of different types of this brand you can buy, and 25 billion probiotics. This is literally like getting your vegetable intake for the day in powder form. Now, this crap is nasty by itself. I had to mix it with cinnamon, some stevia, raw stevia. So when I say 0 calorie sweetener, that's what I'm talking about. A thing of stevia, some frozen strawberry and bananas, and in the almond milk instead of water. Sometimes water, but usually almond milk. And it tastes like normal. Like you'll still taste the grass taste a little bit, but it's mixed with all those things. It takes a lot of that out, and it's not so nasty. But then,
moo.
But then my boy Patty Lips put me and Jazz onto this. Now this is Ghost. This is a brand of the brand that has protein powders. I think they have protein bars. They have a whole bunch of stuff. And this is actually called Ghost Greens. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is like pretty much the same thing as this, but you actually don't need to mix it with anything else, like how I had to water that down. It tastes actually pretty good. This is guava berry. They have a whole bunch of other ones too, but this is literally your vegetable intake for the day. No BS. I had to stress
Ghost
that.
brand. Yeah, Ghost brand's pretty good.
Yeah. I had to stress that question to like multiple different people. I'm like, so you mean to tell me I can literally get a scoop of this and then I don't have to physically eat the vegetables? And they're like, yeah, it's the same thing. And I'm like, all right, so we're gonna talk about money again. It's like $30 or $40 for it, and then you talk about probably for if there's 30 servings, 30 days in a month, 30, 31, whatever. We're looking at probably a month's supply, but I mean, you're making it a bill for something that's healthy for you. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
it's good.
So
that's what people need. That's what people need.
Word. All right, this is the link that was posted in the chat.
Here you go, P Wizard.
This another guy?
Mm-hmm.
Is this the same dude?
Put
Or
it
is
in the
this
chat.
another person?
This is I guess a dude named Michael Corey.
Oh yeah, there's multiple people. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he look like he got some good stuff too. Yeah,
Some protein pancakes. I love pancakes.
yeah, man.
That's
That's probably one of my biggest meals. I eat protein pancakes all the time. Like,
a protein
absolutely.
pancake without any protein powder. Protein pancakes are pretty popular, but there's a lot of people that don't have protein powder for some reason. So here's a recipe where you don't need it at all. And let's go ahead and get started.
Eat pancakes without protein powder.
Are
Interesting.
you guys familiar with Kodak pancakes?
So
they
the
sell
first thing
Kodak
we're going
pancakes
to
where
do
y'all
is
are.
mix
And,
up
Yeah, we got
everything
Kodak,
in a
yeah,
bowl.
yeah.
I got Kodak with
These
the bear on it.
ingredients
Yeah,
right
those
here.
are like
We'll
solid
start with
protein
a
pancakes.
half a cup of whole wheat pastry flour, or you can use oat flour. Just blend up some oats in a food processor. It's basically the same thing. Then we'll add in our source of protein, and today I'm going to use Greek yogurt. You guys can see
You about to put the whole
this
thing in
is
there?
the strawberry flavor.
He
So
about to
there's a
put
lot
the
of different
whole thing in
ones.
there.
Hey, that's
If you
a
like
lot,
bananas or
No,
blueberries,
it's
you can buy
the
that
same
one.
as you
But this
eating it
is
in
a
one serving in one
6-ounce
sitting with a
container of
granola
Greek
bar. or
yogurt.
something.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying it's gonna be a lot of protein.
Oh,
Add
okay.
in one whole egg.
Did he put the
Some
package in?
sweetener
Oh
of
no,
your
that's
choice.
Just throws the
a
whole thing
teaspoon
in
of
there.
baking powder,
The whole
Yeah,
thing.
put that.
and finally
The
a
whole thing.
pinch of salt. Then we'll stir everything up in this bowl, and we'll have our pancake batter.
Oh,
now
and
that
he
this
used
is
the
mixed
flavor
up, we'll just
chobani.
set it to the side for right now. I've got
Yep.
the pan going on a medium
Strawberry.
heat, and we'll spray that with some
And
nonstick
apparently,
cooking
like the
spray.
fruit in that is still
And with
not
this
like
part
good
of the
for you, quote unquote,
Yeah.
because it's like fake fruit. But you know what? It's better than other stuff you've eaten. I'll tell you that.
As big or as small as you want,
Step
so
in the right
you can make
direction.
a lot of small ones or a few big pancakes, but you're just going to take a scoop of that and put it onto your pan. And you can kind of smooth out.
Like the kind of nice thing about that is, you don't really have to worry too much about syrup at that point. Like you might want something to make it a little bit more moist if it isn't coming out
Glad
moist.
you said that. I'm about to bring the whole kitchen on the table.
A few minutes on this side, then we'll take our spatula and flip it over. That's always the hardest part with cooking these
Sizzle.
pancakes, but now we'll give it a
See
few
that
minutes
sizzle?
on this other side.
All right, what you got?
I was gonna say one thing to not only Mrs. Dash, but there's anything that has zero sodium in the spices and things like that. You want to try to look at. So Mrs. Dash is really good. They only got like 3 or 4 different ones, but this is pretty good, and you can still taste your food pretty well. And then one of the ultimate things that I do, and they have different like they have ketchup, they have ranch, they have mustard, they have a whole bunch. But a Walden Farm syrup. This is 0-calorie syrup. That you can use on your pancakes and not feel bad about drenching it into your pancakes. There's also Mrs. Butterworth. I want to say light, or I think light. Hold on, I got it on me. I got to look.
Got it on me. Is
I
what he
got
said.
it. Oh, see, it's right here. Easy. But I also use Mrs. Butterworth light syrup. Just don't get the full fledged. Like it has 50 calories per serving, 20 grams of carbs. None of that probably means anything to a lot of y'all, but this is the way to go versus, again, alternatives and substitutes. So yeah.
Word.
But yeah, check those YouTube channels out, man. That might open up people's world to a whole new, possibilities and things like that.
Mhm.
So
Cool. Well, if anybody else wants to add to that, otherwise we'll move on to the next part.
I'm gonna tell you what it is when it comes to eating. It's all about psycho. That's the only workout diet plan that works. Calories in, calories out. That's it, Papa. That's it. That's it.
I will say, Stefan, that your all the information you provided is very informative, insightful, and definitely helpful to myself and a lot of other people who may be the same path as you. So thank you for that.
absolutely, man. You can definitely make it fun, man. You just got to look for the information and like getting you. And there's like Gio's channel and then the other channel that we just saw. Plenty of different guys have plenty of different options. And like I said, once you see them thumbnails a lot of times is what gets you in.
Yeah.
Click on that and be like, wait, what? Like just like Gio said, what was that? The case of the deal or whatever that was?
The damn Crunchwrap Supreme. I swear, I saw that Crunchwrap Supreme. I was like, if I can make a Crunchwrap Supreme healthy,
Right.
there's curtains for everything. I mean, I'm
Right.
still here with it, but I'm eating a Crunchwrap.
What's up? You have to make it fun, and you have to make it if you're technically talking about expenses, you kind of just got to make it a bill like you do other things, and just alter it in your spending
Yep.
because it's a lifestyle. It's not something to play around with. It's not supposed to be necessarily cheap. We kind of look at the grand scheme
Like
of things.
how much do you value it? Just like going out to go party, drinking beers.
You got to invest in your own health, man. Like people say, oh, well, I got to save this money so I can go on this trip. Now I got to save this money so I can buy this food that I need to eat to take care of my body and make sure my fitness goals are met.
Yep, that's what it comes down to. So, how bad do you want? I tell you what. One thing, if anybody's like trying to start their engines to get into weight loss, the whole nine, just start the fight and keep your hands up. And when I say that, I mean like you want to do it. You say you're going to start Monday. Like for me, I said I was going to start Monday because Monday is the start of the week, and Monday would come. I don't feel like it. Maybe next week. And I would give myself an entire other week of an excuse to start on the next Monday. And eventually I would say, no, I'll do it Wednesday. All right, no, I'm going to do it next Monday. And I did that for like a hot minute. And then one day it was on a Thursday when, for whatever reason, that fight I kept having, like I said, keeping my hands up. That fight I eventually randomly started like on a Thursday or something. So see, it wasn't even the middle of the week. So what I'm pretty much saying, the moral of the story is you're going to start only when you're ready. So if you're sincerely ready, just like I said, keep that mental, don't give up on it. And eventually it'll get started. Start slow. Don't look to lose X amount of pounds in a couple of weeks. Because that's another thing. People want a pill or a get rich quick or lose weight quick scheme or anything like that and think it's going to work and wasting a whole bunch of money on these pills they see from these commercials. There's no quick way to lose the weight in a healthy way.
It's not gratifying either.
It's also an ad.
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, for some people it might be. Some people get but it's unhealthy in the long term. But they don't care about the long term. They want it now. That's what people. A lot of people do. So.
But I mean, and I will say one thing is a lot of people talk about weight when it comes to a lot of the things. It's also about how you look with that weight,
like how you feel
with that.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be, right now, I think the last time I weighed myself, I was 238. That's probably the heaviest I've ever been. But do I look like I'm 238 to you? Not to a lot of people. I don't look 238, but I am strong. I'm stronger than I've ever been in my life with pretty much all of my lifts, just about. But when I was 215, I was lighter and I could move faster. I can jump higher. I felt better about it. I was carrying my weight better. But this is the first time I ever bulked up to this much. And I feel fantastic still. I still feel really, really good. So it's about how you're carrying your weight and what is the weight? Is that 238 fat or is that 238 muscle? Is it lean muscle? Are you still in your bulk? Are you still in your there's so many things we can talk about when it comes to fitness. We can do another episode later on about fitness.
Honestly,
and really and really grind it out. But when people think about weight loss a lot and they don't think about, what it's actually doing to your body. Is this weight loss good even? What are you doing to cause this weight loss? And yeah, like you said, it's your mind. How you feel about your weight loss. I'm the heaviest I've ever been. Is that good for me in some realms? Yes. Is it good for me mentally? Oh, well, I had it in my head. I want to be 215, 220 all the time. If I'm 235, 238, 240, or whatever I am, I didn't even weigh myself today. If I'm whatever weight I am and I'm feeling strong and I feel like I look good, hell yeah, I'm going to be good at this weight, But when I set myself on the goal to get to the certain weight, I want to make sure I'm looking the right way and feeling the right way when I get to that goal. So.
And to piggyback off of that, do not try your best not to look at what other people are doing in the gym unless you're going to go ask that person a question. I mean, when I say that, in terms of, I still ask people questions to this day. Going to look at the next guy. If you only got 245s, if you got 135 pounds, that's the standard usually. 245 on each side. If you only got a 45 on each side, and then you look to the guy next to you, and he got 315, 3 pace on each side, that could discourage you. But try your best not to let that discourage you. I know one thing that'll honestly mess me up is if I'm not looking straight ahead or I'm not looking up. If I happen to look at somebody else working out in the gym, that can kind of throw me off and mess me up. Really try to stay focused when you get into the gym and not worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about how this person is stronger on this lift than you. I'm like, man, that guy can lift that much. I wish I could lift that much. Don't let that discourage you, because
that could have been 10 years of work. That could have been 10 years of work to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Starting
you don't know
in the same place that you're at.
Yeah, so you shouldn't. And I still have as I'm telling you guys this, I kind of still do a version of that anyway. I'll look at a guy's lift. It actually makes me more envious than jealous and take me down. It makes me be like, all right, I'm gonna go hit my next lift. Excuse me, harder or whatever
Motivation,
the case is.
yeah.
So motivate, exactly. It's motivating. So yeah, don't try to sorry if you know looking at other people is gonna get you down. It's like, oh, I'm never gonna get here. Just look at all these strong guys in the gym. And I think that's where Planet Fitness's mind is, the gym intimidation thing, where they don't want you guys grunting and lifting ridiculously heavy weights or carrying your bag around, Gio, or anything like that.
Carrying my bag around, yeah. And that's what I say, I tell a lot of people this, and I say it to myself all the time. Comparison is the thief of joy. When I'm in the gym, my opponent is myself. What can I do? What can I change? If I'm there with a partner, as you see, Liv right here sitting on me. Me and Liv don't even work out together. We go into the gym, we do different things. But
I've seen couples do that. They'll go in and they go the opposite ways and do their own thing and then come back together.
The fact that you have somebody to go there with and like have someone that can share into that time, I think that's
exactly
that's a key
thing. She'll come in and then she'll go and do her own thing, and I'm doing my own thing. And every once in a while, she's like, "What you doing?" And I'm like, I got this to do right now. I'm doing this superset. I'm like, "What you got to do?" She's like, "Oh, I got this now." I'm like, "You only got that?" Arm days are quick for me, or she'll do a leg day and she's doing 800,000 different leg workouts. I went over there and I was like, let me try some of that. I started doing hip thrusts, bro. When I tell you I can do hip thrusts, I can do 7 plates on both sides for a hip thrust. That's like 630 or something.
What are you doing? You need to be thrusting that much weight.
Building. I'm over here getting caked up.
Bro, real talk, that is one of the craziest glute workouts.
It works.
It's so taxing. It makes you so tired after a set.
I'm telling you, my butt and my thighs were already crazy, but now look, she started doing this. Shout out college clean eating on this. She started doing this college clean eating workout, and she caked up now. I'm here for it, but now I'm trying to do it. I'm trying.
It's stupid.
I'm trying to Rocco's Modern Life it, bro. Like, I just want to beat somebody up with my butt cheeks, my chest muscles. That's where I'm at with it, bro.
Oh my gosh.
But it works, It's a full body workout, and that's what you really want to do. Like, you want to be, and like,
compound
if you go to the gym with
exercises.
somebody, compound exercise. If you want to go to the gym with somebody, even if y'all don't do the same thing, take from each other. Get each other hints. That's what she does. I tell her, I fix her form, or I'll tell her what to do with certain exercises. She'll come over to me and like I do certain exercises with her, and it's just things that we bounce back and forth, even if we're not working out together. And holding each other accountable in that sense.
Keeping each other accountable is huge too. If you have somebody that'll hold you accountable, absolutely, that actually helps a lot too.
Yep, and that's what Sento was to you. Like me and Sento sort of worked out together, but not as much as y'all two did.
I mean, I'll tell you what, from the beginning, it was weird because I wasn't used to it. Like we were always homies and stuff, but it was really from the base. And then like when we finally had a chance to all really hang out and be free, my butt leaves and I go up to freaking Massachusetts. So that sucked missing out on those 4-ish years with you guys. But so when I came back and then like I was so, on my own in terms of doing most of the things besides Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I had my boys and we used to travel all over the place. When he was asking me to go to the gym, first couple times it was like, yeah, cool, whatever. I ain't think none of it. Yeah, cool. All right. And then eventually, again, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I got used to it, and I was looking forward to him going because he was such a helpful motivation throughout that entire time with cardio and everything. We would make sure we wouldn't slack on cardio. We joked about it in the beginning, but there were rarely times I feel like we missed honestly the gym unless somebody had something that just came up or whatever. I would be late, unfortunately, because of the post office. Like I said, if I said I was getting out at 5:30, sometimes I might have to go back out, especially before I was a career carrier. You were kind of mandatory to follow all orders in terms of, hey, I got to send you back out to go help X person and stuff. So sometimes that would come up, and then sometimes Sento would just start to work out before me, and I would get there and jump in, and stay after or whatever the case is. But yeah, that was a big help in my fitness journey. So shout out to Sento, big head, if you can hear me.
Word. Well, That's pretty much all I got for you guys. You guys want to keep chatting about this, and I'm down. Otherwise,
I'm pretty sure me and Gio could bounce off each other for the next 5 hours about this whole thing, but I think that's probably we got a lot of the chunks out of it. Substitutes, one of the biggest things, like I said, was substitutes, accountability, having an accountability partner. If we're gonna sum this up, and just discipline over motivation. Really, like literally repeat that to yourself sometimes. Discipline over motivation. Again, the same way you got to get up to work and you don't feel like it because you know you got bills to pay should be the same way you. And it doesn't have to be if you're not necessarily intimidated about the weights. There's yoga. There's home workouts you can do. You can buy some home weights like Senso just got. If you don't want to be at the gym yet because you're worried about how you look and you're worried about how people think of you, that's fine. There are alternatives. But if you have that prowess to want to start some type of fitness journey, there are different ways to do it. You just got to go do the research the same way you go look at research for the other things you enjoy to do. It's sincerely, it's a lifestyle and it's a lifelong lifestyle. And it's something you should want to strive to have forever, in your life.
Yep. It's just as much here as it is actually going out and doing the things. So, once you train your mind to be comfortable with what you're doing and the biggest thing, like I always say, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yep. I like that.
Focus on what you're doing and focus on yourself. Everything else will flow with it.
Speaking of that, look up YouTube videos on like mind training, like training your mind to think a certain way. That might help. Like if you're at work, especially, and you're able to listen to a podcast or something, or like YouTube videos with the AirPods or whatever, that'd probably be a good idea too. Just to hear something.
And also, just as my closing thing, things take time. Change takes time. You're not going to go to the gym in a week. You're going to have muscles like Stefan or myself. You're not going to be as slim and slender in a week. Progress is something that is over time. And you will notice, people that don't see you all the time will be the ones that making the comments on you. I remember one time this isn't a good story for me. Like I got really sick. I got like, I had like strep throat or something like that, and I wasn't able to go to the gym. I was working out, and I was getting to my target weight. I was at like 218. I was trying to get out to 215. Got sick, and I was sick for about 2.5 weeks. I went down to 200 pounds. I went to volleyball because I was coaching, and Jamie, the other coach that was there for me, she was like, "You look really skinny," and like hearing that in my head, I was like, "Skinny?" Like. What do you mean by that? Like I should be looking good, like not skinny.
Right.
I looked at myself in the mirror and like, it's not that I could see even just my abs. I could see my ribs, and I've never seen my ribs before.
Boy,
dude, I weighed 200 pounds.
We talking about this now. I was going to skip over this.
200 pounds for me. I'm 6'4". If I weighed 200, I looked at the scale. 200.4 is what it said. Not hating on the mother. Like I look like a little African kid, bro.
Man.
Like it was rough. It was a different thing for me.
Yeah.
And I wish I took that moment because after I was done being sick, like I was in a decent spot to start making better health strides for myself. But like I just started eating like a pig and like, I just need to get anything in me to get back in, get my weight back up. But if I had actually took that moment to be like, all right, well, I can start, go back to that healthy diet and really like tone myself out now that I'm smaller. I'm on the smaller end for myself and just build solid muscle, good muscle. I would have been in a way better position than I probably am now. But I would say that I'm in a really good position right now. Anyway, so.
I'll tell you what, another thing that we didn't talk about, and this will be quick, sleep. And I still have a problem with this. I have an issue with, especially those 3 weeks I was off when I had the virus. I did a lot of staying up till 4 a.m., sleeping till 3 p.m., and just like kind of just getting up, sitting. So that didn't help when it's time to go back to work. And like it's just not enough time in the day. I'm a parent now.
Yeah.
I want to play cards. I want to go to the gym. It's just not enough time in the day. So trying to manage all those things. It's like looking at the clock and I'm like, man, I should go to bed. It's 12 o'clock. I need to go to bed. I need at least 7 hours of sleep, and I just end up not going to bed because I'm like, I really still want to play cards. I really still want to do whatever.
Right.
And all of a sudden now it's 2 o'clock, and now I'm only getting 5 hours of sleep and hurting my sleep. Now, especially for men, I don't know exactly what the science is for women, but I'm sure it's still a hindrance. men definitely for sure at least need at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. One thing, putting your phone down, you know, a lot of us, when we say we're going to bed, we'll be on our phone for another 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes before we actually go to sleep.
Sometimes
having that light on in your eyes actually still, your body still thinks it's daytime and thinks you should be awake.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess either dimming your phone all the way down to like the lowest brightness is one way to help. I take melatonin pills that kind of help, not really, because I still drink so much water that I get up in the middle of the night to use the restroom anyway. But
melatonin or serotonin?
Huh?
Is it melatonin or serotonin?
Melatonin.
It's melatonin? Okay.
Yeah.
There's no serotonin pills.
I was thinking melanin and melatonin. I was like, wait, hold on.
Oh, you got
trying to be darker?
But when you think about how it actually hurts you if you don't get it, think about this. Ghrelin is a hormone that makes you hungry, and cortisol is a hormone that makes it harder for you to lose weight. Mm-hmm. So when you're not getting those 7 hours of sleep, getting into that REM sleep at about 3.5, 4 hours, and getting your body to sincerely try to reset, you are raising your cortisol levels, which thus makes it harder for you to lose weight, the following day. And your ghrelin levels also get raised too. Your ghrelin levels are the ones that punch you in the gut saying, hey, I'm hungry, and wanting you to eat. And then when you go choose to also eat bad foods that aren't filling, like Tevin said at one point a little while ago about chips and things like that are empty calories because they're not satiating, you end up eating more and more and more. And you get like this blackout in your brain where you should stop eating the chips, but you won't unless somebody takes the bag from you. And, a lot of times
holds it from, not even takes it from you, keeps it from you.
And not actually, So it's little things like that. So sincerely, your testosterone levels also kind of get halted when you don't get enough sleep. And as I'm telling you guys this, I need to listen to my own advice because like tonight, within the next it's 8:47 p.m. EST for me right now. I need to go to bed within like the next 3 or so hours, even though I don't work tomorrow. Because I need to just get my body used to it, and just that's going to immensely help in my weight loss by itself. And I know that, and I still ain't doing it. So I hope that encourage you to be like, well, if you ain't doing it, why should I? But don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. You gotta, those things help.
All right. So one last thing, since Gio kind of brought it up, and then we'll close it out. It's been like 10 minutes. I'm interested in what you guys think about the ideal body type, because when Gio said something about being skinny, that resonated with me because I get a lot of comments about that. Hasn't been as late because I haven't been outside, but
Are we talking about like endomorphs and ectomorphs? I think you guys would be ectos, right?
Yeah, I'll be technically.
I'm an endo because I put on weight easy. So
but I want to focus on like, what do you think is the ideal body type? How do you want to look? How do you want to present yourself physically? And like what we think the world kind of looks as the ideal body type, because I know sometimes people have unhealthy opinions about how we're supposed to look, or there's a societal opinion about how we're supposed to look.
Yeah.
Real quick, I gotta say, it looks like Bert is like laughing at me. He's like, I just realized he's pointing at me like,
I got a ducky.
Oh, it looks like he's pointing at you.
Yeah,
it's 3 fingers.
Well, I mean, I'll start with that. I will definitely say there's a societal look. There is a look that was, kind of, drilled in our minds when we were younger, and that kind of still holds true to this day, like what people should look like. And as far as ideal looks, that's all up to our own perception. Certain people want to look, they want to be skinnier. Certain people want to be built. Some people like being heavier. There is that percentage of people that wants to be heavier. And then there's that percentage of people that don't really care what they look like, as long as they feel a certain way, and they don't really want to make the changes to do, to actually look a certain way. And I will say, part of it is, it's on the individual. It's all fine. Whatever you look like is what you want to look like. If you have an idea in your head that you want to look like, if you want to lose weight or you want to gain weight, that it is perception. It is what you want to do. It is your personal opinion. As far as what society says, yeah, they want women to look more slender or be built. I would say in this day and age now, it's the word thick is a thing, and that's what everybody wants to be. Everybody wants to be thick. That is the now.
There's two C's, not a CK.
For me, it's Q's.
Q's,
You gotta
we'll
put
say
Q's
Oh,
on
the
Q's.
Q's. Okay.
Q's on
Two
that.
C's. Thick.
It's no longer two C's. It's now two Q's.
You want that backwards P, man.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I will say.
Go ahead. You got it.
No, I was just going to agree with you for the most part. I do think it's more of a society-based opinion because, you know, you definitely have different types of body types that are marketed to public in like the commercials and movies. You know, for whatever reasons, it might be trying to like sell you something, or you know, maybe it's to go get you to go get like a gym membership or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, and there's like a whole bunch of oxymorons too. Like you see, like I don't know if you'll have like Hardee's and Carl's Jr. where y'all are at, but you always see like the super, you know, quote unquote sexy slim woman sitting on the hood of the car eating like this big ass cheeseburger, and I'm like, okay, that's like a contradicting message, but you know what I mean.
Right.
But you know, I think it's all about, you know, it's important just to figure out what makes you happy. You know what I mean? Because society is always gonna have their ideal body types, and you know what quote unquote is popular, what people, you know, it's a lot of the times it's just companies and corporations trying to sell you a product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or well, maybe they want you to be a certain body type so that you can fit in their products. You know, like. But again, I'm not trying to take anything away from like, you know, health or anything like that. But you know, I feel like, and honestly, to me, it's like anything else in this world where it's just make sure you're happy. You know, if you want to work out and you want to get thin enough to be healthy, or like, you know, fit enough to be healthy, I should say, not thin. That's fine. Just make sure you're doing it so that you're happy. Like, don't go be doing it for somebody else or, you know, whatever. It's just the same thing as anything else. Just, you know what I mean? As long as you're happy, like people's opinions ultimately don't matter. So
True. I remember there was a time when we were doing the crossplay fit. Crossplay. I can't even words. Cosplay fit. Me and Light, we were just we need to look good so we can look good in our cosplay. So we can wear Zentai suits, be comfortable.
Yeah.
So you know that's
so it's like anything else, man. Do what you do, like, because that's basically my philosophy regarding just anything in general. Do what you do. Make sure you're happy. Don't step on anybody's toes. You know, don't be an ass to anybody. And as long as you're not forcing your beliefs onto other people, just do whatever makes you happy. So, you know, just be aware that whatever you do decide to do, like, there's consequences for what you do and don't do, but those are your actions. So, like, you just got to be okay with however you feel or however you want to look, and then make whatever effort is required to get there. So,
just make sure to educate yourself and keep the motivation. It's really the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think something I mentioned earlier too. I'm gonna say it again. Genetics. Your genetics play. This is something that I actually didn't even start thinking of, realizing until like last year into this year. Your genetics play a big role in everything that you do too. So if you have a you know, somebody that's a bodybuilder type, or they went to the gym and things like that, you have a line of fit people in your family, quote unquote. I see in my family got a lot of, you know, more heavy set people and people that like to eat. So like I gotta realize I really have a wall to, like, a bigger wall to try to climb. So that's another thing when you look at other people's physiques, and you know, again, what everybody was talking about society and everything, realize that a lot of their genetics play a role in that as well. Even with steroids, because a lot of them have steroids and things like that. You also got to add that into a factor too. But also don't think just because you're fat, you know, say that with love, just because you're overweight, rather, you and then all of a sudden you take steroids or PEDs. Whatever, all of a sudden you're just gonna, like, it's a magic pill that's gonna soup you up and make you look, you know, brolic. It's still not gonna work like that. Your genetics still play a big role in it, and you need to try to. One thing that one of the bodybuilders I look up to on YouTube says that whatever you're trying to look like, get halfway there and be happy with that. because it's actually very hard to even want to get down. Because like these guys, you see with these insane abs and things like that, they're like 10 or less % body fat, and it's actually very hard to get there, and it's grueling on your the things you have to do in terms of not necessarily starvation, but you have to all these things I was talking about all these fun things you can eat and things like that. You actually have to be very strict on these type of things that you're eating a lot of cardio and things
Depending
like
on your body type, yeah.
Yeah, that's not up your alley. Like, realize that. Try to get halfway to the goal you're trying to get to, and be happy with that. And like I said, just realize your genetics. Look at your genetics. So think about the people in your family, your mom, your dad, your grandparents. Even further than that, whoever else is in your family. Look at their genetics and realize that plays a big role in how you're going to look. So,
right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say that. For me, thankfully, I'm tall and skinny, so it's easier for me to look pretty lean. My abs have always looked pretty decent as long as I'm working out. Like right now, I'm getting kind of chubby, getting that Modoc look, sitting in a chair all day. So,
who look? That
Modoc, yeah. Body's getting all tiny,
Big head.
But yeah, it's definitely been easier for me to have that lean look and look what I guess society thinks is kind of okay. But I'm like on the skinnier side of it. Yeah, but like at the same time, I get the comments, "Oh, you're so skinny, and I'm like, why am I supposed to look like? Why am I supposed to be like a 200-pound all muscle dude? Like that's hard for me to obtain just as well as someone is a little bit heavier trying to cut down. Like it's on both sides. It's hard to get to that middle ground where everyone thinks it's like the sexy optimal spot to be.
Right.
But I'm gonna leave it at that. If you guys want to drop any shout outs, go ahead, let y'all do that right now. Anything. Thanks to people in chat saying hi and everything.
What's up, chat? Shout out to chat.
Shout out to the chat for showing up, coming through. Shout out to my girl for, she handed me that plate earlier, and she handed me some hot chocolate.
Hey.
Shout out. Like, okay, girl, I see you over there.
What's up, Liggett?
I don't know. I was gonna say some stuff.
Go ahead.
I mean, follow me on Instagram. LYGHT underscore.
This is what this is for. Shout outs to anything. Plug it all.
Plug.
Yeah, I mean, follow me on Instagram, Light Strife. That's Light_Strife. Follow my girl Madness Diamond on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Twitter, all that.
I'll tell you what, real quick, when I was able to do this with my chest, that was that was a really big moment for me in fitness. And I was able to pump my chest. I was so happy about that, like way too ecstatic.
Terry Crews.
Like, bro, I couldn't believe it.
Euro training.
The Old Spice commercials.
Well, shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and plug everything.
Plug everything, dude.
Follow me on the the IG and the Facebook and whatnot. It'll be at Sasuke SAUCE space K, or Sasuke Who is my IG handle, my Twitter handle, and then follow Corporate Thugs, because that's where we produce and we DJ, and we like dubstep and trap and things like that. So we make music to make your body move.
Steph, you got anything?
If you guys happen to play any TCGs, S.TCG, literally S.TCG on YouTube. I haven't posted videos like I used to, but I do want to start getting back up on that with Yu-Gi-Oh! I play this app on my phone. It's a really competitive app. Really dope and big community for that. So once I stop procrastinating, that's the only thing that's stopping me from getting a layout and things like that, and streaming on Twitch and streaming just streaming on Twitch and streaming can you stop? On
YouTube.
What you call it? On YouTube, like making videos and things like that. But bless you. But yeah. So
bless
really
you.
And
Thank you.
Bless you. Yeah, that's really it, man, for plugs. If you ever try to find me, I'm not in my original name, Stephon Bazell, on Facebook. I am Stephon Pinckney. I just haven't officially changed my last name yet. So if you see Pinckney on there and you look at me and be like, is that who I think it is? That's me. I just changed my name. I just didn't actually officially change it yet. So that's it.
Look at you had something else.
Oh yeah, make sure you follow the podcast too. Go subscribe to Inperspektev on YouTube.
No,
Make sure you catch
PerspekTev.
these every week.
PerspekTev on
PerspekTev?
YouTube.
Okay.
You don't even know the
PerspekTev.
podcast name. You see him. Look him.
PerspekTev on YouTube. PerspekTev on TikTok. Just got that
The
going.
show is called In Perspective. The man is PerspekTev. Put some respect, Tev, on his name.
All right. On that note, thank you guys for showing up again, having this conversation with us. Yeah, we'll keep it popping next week. I'm not going to say we're gonna have a special guest, as I said that like 3 times in a row. Ain't nobody special came on yet, but
Yeah,
We're all
I'm gonna
special.
try
Wow.
to see what we got.
ain't nobody outside the group that's special. But yeah, we'll figure something out. We'll get it going next week. I don't know exactly what the topic will be, but I'm sure we have ideas coming from the crew. But
It's gonna be interesting.
yeah, always is. But yeah, thank you again. Thank you, boys. Appreciate y'all, man.
Later on chat. Boom. Catch you guys later.
What up, Stefan? What up?
Hey, you got me, bro. You got me.